I'm the third criminal on the cross. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Whimsical Bus, the most unprofessional D&D podcast you will ever hear. I, of course, am your DM, Calvin Piper, and these fine folk play the game of D&D with me. Tonight's prompt players is...
What word do you use for your mic check?
Okay, well, I was going to do the Harry Potter one.
No, that's
that
better. No. I was just
tonight's
my mic.
prompt
That's
is
no reason.
what class would Harry Potter be in D&D? Well, let's go ahead and go around the table and figure out what your thoughts.
When you say it like that, you take away
Or Pathfinder.
all of our funnies. No, because we got all this
Or
fun.
Pathfinder.
That's right, because he would be a ninja.
All right, fine. Just what class would Harry Potter be?
Matt's starting.
My name is Matt. I play Zook Magoob, male turtle wizard 3 level 3. And Harry Potter would be in Mrs. Frizzle's class on the Magic School Bus.
Oh my gosh, I just realized he's Turtle Zook.
Not an affiliate. And legally distinguishable from the Wild Magic School Bus.
For now.
No intellectual properties have been stolen.
Great partnership.
Say your joke again because it was so good.
Sorry, I just
Turtle soup.
I just realized that Matt's Turtle Zook.
Did you
Like a
realize you?
respectful golf clap.
Did you
Yeah.
realize you?
Zook.
So you're not Zoop.
Not Zook.
Oh, okay.
No,
His last name's Magoob.
He just changed it from a K to a P right after I made that joke.
no, he didn't. Last episode, Calvin kept saying it wrong, and I kept holding my tongue. I was gonna be like,
What?
correct him, but he didn't.
You messed his last name up one time last week,
There's
and
four
I
times.
stared at the ceiling.
Count it.
It's fine.
Wait, so his name is Zook Magoop.
Yeah.
That's on you. All right. Next person.
It's never changed.
He's not.
been
No,
that way
That's on
since
you.
the beginning.
That's on you for
not
making
wrong,
that.
though.
That's on you for
was
making
your
that
mistake.
difficult.
It's only the first names in this village that are the same.
Yeah, that's, I'm
Last
still
names are
blaming you for that
I'm
one.
wild.
saying you made a really bad decision.
All right, let's move on down the line here.
Oh, like literally?
Yeah, literally.
I don't know.
Down the diagonal.
All right,
I've used my good material before.
Just use it
No
again.
one else
They
heard
weren't-
it.
they
Never run
they
out of
weren't
material, Drew.
listening.
You weren't recording?
Oh. Say, ask him again. No, hey everybody, this is Drew, and I play Constance, Connie the Reach. Brava?
Constance
Yes.
Clearwater Revival.
A human monk,
Colt
Bravo.
Frank Kazidi.
huh? And Glyph Kazidi. Yeah, so you said what class would...
What class would Harry Potter be?
What class would Harry Potter be? I think it was 1996.
Okay, who graduated with him?
Ronald.
You did, right?
Actually, did Harry Potter...
Did
No,
they graduate?
No, yes, that's accurate. I graduated the same year Harry Potter.
Did you really graduate in 96?
Listen.
I mean, you're not under interrogation.
Yes, technically.
But it is being recorded.
Were you even born?
Oh, really?
Not that year.
90. Oh, 90.
I take it back.
Wait, hold on.
I said
97.
2006.
97.
No, your first instinct was right.
98.
Nice.
Here's all this memories.
Just a wee Bobby.
It occurred.
Just the wee laugh.
So after the last two episodes, it occurred to me while I was at home having some time to reflect on what happened here and
Hey, I
Like
want
the
to
new
pause this
dynamic
real
with-
fast. We should start over.
Why?
I'm having difficulties with my allergies, and I definitely forgot that I had a microphone in my face and just went.
Edit it and post.
And it is
We've been
right
getting
there.
gold.
Patreon content.
We've
It
talked
is
about
right
your
there.
1996
It is.
so long.
It is right
Cannot
there.
redo this.
My
Thank
bad.
you. No, it's all right.
I just didn't want you to be like, cool, I can't edit that out, and that sounds disgusting.
You could probably make it sound different though, just distort it a little
I'm
bit.
sure I could.
Treat it like something Kanye would sample in a song.
a remix.
Why does Matt just make vocal runs sometimes?
Maybe this is a lesson to pull your mouth away from the microphone.
Yeah.
Huh?
Wow. Hey, it does show.
It does flash
what
red.
should
Yeah,
say.
it's crazy.
Is he the only one that peaks?
It does that a lot.
For the most part.
Which
I mean-
is hilarious to me, considering the fact that I was the one you couldn't get loud enough.
What,
Yeah,
in
that makes it
general,
sound
yes,
like you're
but
doing
like,
something wrong.
I can't help
Every
that.
time.
So, when I have a mic in front of me, I have trained myself
Yeah.
for the person making the
I'm
or
just
working
gonna
the
help you with
soundboard
this flex.
to make
He's
sure that I
really
stay a
good
certain
singer, and he
length
wants everyone
away
to know
from
about it.
the
And
mic.
he's very
This is
experienced
too far
with his
away
singing
than
and
or
recording
farther
his
away than I would be at church.
what
So
he's
I'm
doing
used
right
to
now.
just being
Like
here,
small.
Hey, Matt, what if? Hear me
and
out
so
for-
it's just
That whole argument, it didn't peak once.
Because he was further.
Hear me out for 10 seconds. What if you just took a Craig Cackley trip and just every once in a while
And you
just
just-
decided really test the range of your
You just
mic?
go ahead and
Why?
forget that microphone exists. You just wave that around like it's
Put
a
it
little-
down by your side
It's
at
like
one
I
point.
know that you should.
because
be
then it
able to
would
pick
sound
it
like
up.
it would sound like I was running by
You
all the time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You should be able to hold the mic about where your sternum is, right? And still have it picked up. The problem is, Craig, there's like 3 feet between Craig's mouth
so
and
true.
sternum.
Space in
That is
there.
true.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's built like an inverted bowler hat guy.
I know the guy.
I don't get it.
And continuing in the introductions.
He's all
What's up?
torso.
I'm Zach. I play Kestis Thimbleweed, a centaur druid, and I think Harry Potter would be English class because that's the class that narcs are into. I think Harry Potter is a narc.
He would be.
Yeah.
For all the trouble he was getting into, he just could not wait to rat Malfoy out.
He was so pumped to become a cop.
That's true.
Dime him out.
Yeah.
Wow,
What's this, Skellywade?
what a different
Arrested.
perspective. You're absolutely right, though. You've ruined that franchise.
Gillyweed
I
isn't
don't know.
Gillyweed isn't a drug.
Hey, man.
Depending on how
Depends how
stiff
you
your
use
aura
it.
is.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna
you
say, like,
smoking it, you snorting it.
This is
you
a
can
grade
be
B
drug.
narcotic. I don't think so, Neville.
I think the
Injecting
deal
it.
is like taking the gillyweed doesn't actually get you high, but you can't tell me that like growing gills
That would-
and then
that would do
breathing
something to
underwater isn't gonna like have some
Euphoric
effect.
effect. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be a trip.
so
for
it-
sure.
it's like it's not a drug, but it's fun.
Right on.
What is a drug?
Is life
Not brilliant.
experience?
They
not a
haven't
drug?
they've never defined it. It's never they haven't. If you look in the dictionary, it's not in there.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's.
This is what it feels like to be right wing. You just
You
Just
just
like
say,
Harry
"Uh,
Potter.
Just like Harry
say
Potter.
stuff.
Yeah,
This
just
is
like
what
that.
it's like to be Harry
Confidently.
Potter.
I hate politics. Matt, go.
Oh, sorry, Maddie.
I am Matty B, and I play Wyatt Masterson, the Harengon Rogue 3. Harry Potter.
What a guy.
Yes, Harry Potter gets all the ass.
What?
Harry pulls Potter.
What in the? I listen.
Matt didn't hear the first 2 letters of class.
I get no.
dude.
My problem was with you.
Yeah.
Because I get what you were doing, but in the sentence you just said, "What is Potter standing in for?" Because
don't-
there's no version of it that doesn't sound
my brain
gross.
went through a lot of different options, and the only thing that could possibly make any sense was that he had just replaced Harry Potter's middle name. You know how like people are like, "Oh, my middle name
Yeah,
is
like
Danger."
Connie the
Like
Reach.
Constance
It's Harry.
Connie, yeah.
I pull Potter.
Harry pulls Potter.
I didn't like it.
I don't.
We have-
Yeah.
Connie
Michelle,
reaches.
go.
Yeah. My
Clearwater.
name's Michelle. Matt spoiled that one.
Yangers
But-
hates this conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's move on quickly. My name is Michelle, and I play Nell. The
Only you would know if
little
you
Nell.
play Nell or not.
well, I suppose
Nell?
Nell. Well, the question mark was I forgot I was a gnome for a second. So a gnome bard. I know it happens to the best of us. And Harry Potter
Me too.
would be upper middle.
Ooh,
You think so?
that was
I think
good.
so.
You think
I
he
think
was-
I think towards the end. Yeah. I
So-
don't think like initially. I don't think like right off. You know
Well,
what?
are
No,
we
actually,
talking
because his
about-
aunt and uncle seem like if you have a space under your staircase,
That's like extra space.
I'm qualifying that as upper middle right now.
It's a non-conforming bedroom.
You guys are
they
upper middle.
owned that home.
We
right?
don't have a
You have that staircase, and then you have a massive storage facility in the basement.
And I know
People
people
die
live
down
down
there.
there sometimes.
People sometimes live down there.
You have a lot of rooms that you share with people.
Yeah, that is true.
Right on. Hi, I'm Will. I play Sir Arthur Grimm, the half-goblin paladin, and I think that Harry would probably just be a fighter.
And we got there.
Praise be.
Circled
All
back.
the funny was taken by the time we got.
We circled back 20 minutes later. So, all right. Well, with all of that out of the way,
We don't have time for a show.
we
Yeah.
definitely.
I was gonna actually say chemistry class, but then he said English class, so I was like, great. All I can think of that's popping in my head is ass.
Maybe pray about that.
I mean, we've all been there.
Maybe.
You know.
No, we haven't. Let's jump into episode 3 of the Wild Magic School Bus.
This makes Matt Yang uncomfortable. This makes Calvin very mad.
So the last time we were here, the individuals that you see or hear before you today were gathered together by a organization known as the ARC, the Avid Readers Club, and tasked with a job, as it seemed like the threads of their story begin to intersect. They were given the task to find 2 ships that were coming to dock in the city of Eldamar, and to permanently borrow some crates and barrels that were on board. The party was given a few sets of instructions and the ability to accomplish it in whatever way they saw fit. They were sent off and given a timeline of 2 days to find the ships, grab what they need. Well, the ships were coming in 2 days. Beyond that, the planning and prepping was on them. And so that is where we find ourselves today, with individuals heading out into the city to begin to collect and prepare for the upcoming job of a ship heist. So, I believe the last time we were out, there were a couple people wanting to accomplish certain things. If anyone recalls what they wanted to do. If not, we can just try to do a general... Yes.
I need to go collect a cart.
Okay.
So I'm going to head to Mr. Milliken's and see if he'll let me borrow the cart he's got for the shop.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you can head. So you head down to the district or the ward borough. Sorry, I keep using all the words except the correct ones. You head down to Mr. McMillan's shop. Tiny little shop, general store, goods, odds and ends. You can't go in the front door given the fact that it's not built for people like you. So you can head to the back and you can see there's the small, for you, chest-high little shuttered window that he put in just so that you could speak to him when necessary. And yeah, so you can head on to the shop. It seems like...
reach in through the window and jingle the wind chimes he's got
Gotcha.
hung just inside.
After a few moments, you hear the sound of a wooden ladder scraping towards the window, and then the window opens, and you can see, wearing his tiny little round reading glasses set atop his head, Mr. McMillan. He kind of pokes his head out, his balding hair, wispy kind of gray around the sides, little bit of a beard. Kind of wiping his apron off, looks up at you and is, "Oh, yeah, afternoon, Castus."
It's good to see you. It's been a few days. How have things been here at the shop?
Oh, yeah, it's business as usual. Nothing crazy to report. What can I do for you today, my lad?
Well, as wonderful as it is to see you, I did come with a question.
Of course.
You remember that the cart that you had for deliveries?
Yes.
Do you still have that?
As far as I know, unless someone's stolen it, but I think I still have it. Yes.
Is just a perchance? Is there any chance I could borrow that for a couple of days? A couple of friends of mine are thinking of heading out into the neighboring countryside, and I figured, we could carry some camping supplies with us instead of us trying to put backpacks on and that sort of thing.
A camping supply? You're heading out for a camping trip, or
just exploring the forest outside of town, that sort of thing.
Oh, I suppose I could. Suppose I could let you borrow it. I don't think there's any deliveries I need to make. Yes, it should be fine. No problem at all.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, I was. It would be wonderful for us if we didn't have to hunt for firewood. You don't have any extra crates or barrels lying around that are sort of out of commission, do you?
I mean, probably, possibly a few small boxes, but most of not a lot. What size are you looking for?
Anything you could provide, I'm sure we could make use of.
Of course. One moment. He clatters down the ladder. Comes back a few minutes later, out the front of the shop, to lead you to a little side alley where he keeps the cart. He has two kind of like 2 foot by foot tall boxes, kind of like wooden boxes that maybe contained. Look like they had some straw in them, so maybe they contained small objects that were kind of bedded in there. But he can hand you 2 of those. They're pretty well to do. One of them looks a little more beat up, but yeah, he sets both of those in there and goes, Sorry, I don't have many more. I hope that's enough for you.
This is wonderfly kind of you.
Of course. Anything for my favorite centaur.
You're too nice to me, sir.
But how have you been? How's the home? Is everything good there?
Well, we get by.
Yeah, of course.
I've eaten most nights this week, so that's a success.
Yeah.
The straw.
I think I'm about done being there.
You think?
There's not many people my age there.
Yeah,
It gets harder and harder to act like a little waif when you're nearly 7 feet tall.
That is true. That is.
You know, the big eyes and the sort of whimpery look doesn't really have the same effect when you tower over most people.
That's true. It's hard to beg when you have the size of most people.
You people don't talk about that a lot. You can't beg when you're taller than nearly everyone else you're trying to beg from.
This is true.
Nobody wants to give things to a tall fella.
No, not very often. How's the magic? Are you figuring it out?
Well, I'm making some progress.
Good.
I can do a thing or two. I'm not a professional yet, but I reach a hand out just to the stones around us, and I just sort of focus on the cobblestone street around us, and some of the stones part ever so slightly and leave some space on the ground. Just the mold earth ability, the mold earth cantrip, and I just move some stuff, and I say, I think it's rudimentary, but I'm getting there.
Oh, and it's
I try my best to put it back in place.
Yeah, to the best of your ability. Mr. Milne's like, no, that's very good. You keep at it though. You know, not too many people are as gifted as you are, my lad. So make sure you're using that for the best you can. I know.
Only for good on my own.
Oh, don't try to use it. We all know that the good only comes to those who get lucky. Most of us have to get by. So use it for the best you can, and that's all anyone can ask for.
For now, I think I'll be happy with getting by.
There you go. That's the best. That's the spirit, lad. So, all right. Well, enjoy.
I did have one other question.
Yeah,
for you.
of course.
Do you have any idea how many kidneys I might have?
Perhaps 3, maybe. I don't know.
Now, this is an interesting new development. I think I might just need to study up on the
I
subject.
I don't recall ever reading up on centaur anatomy, but it's a pondering question.
It's been a very confusing couple of days. People have lots of opinions.
Oh, I would imagine so. Maybe asked any other centaurs in the city. There's a few of.
I don't spend much time around the other centaurs. It's just.
Yeah.
It's all the kids.
That's true.
I have enough people to worry about.
Right. Yeah. And most of them are, if they're not pulling carts, they're usually not even in the city. So that makes sense. But I've never thought of it. I have to look into it. But enjoy the cart, enjoy your camping trip, and
thank you again, sir.
Of course.
I promise I'll take excellent care of it.
Your promises are worth their weight in gold, Kestis. So. Enjoy.
And I take the cart and believe I was supposed to meet Mr. The Reach at the gym.
Okay.
So I'll head that direction.
As you take the cart and wheel it off, after a couple miles, one of the boxes kind of like shifts and like falls down. So you go back there to like rearrange it and open it up, and you can see inside of it there's probably about a quarter wheel of cheese and a couple pieces of bread that are set in there too. So,
Oh.
but you can take
his lunch in your
I
cart.
keep telling him not to do that.
but you set off for the zoo to meet up with Connie the Reach. Anybody else?
Yes, but before, what kind of cheese was it? Kelsey's been on like an
he's
exotic
told us
cheese
about the
kick, and
cheese.
it's making me think like I want to know what kind of cheese it was.
I don't think it's an exotic cheese.
Is it like a
It's
fantasy
it's
Gouda,
small
like a
general
fantasy
store. I think
cheddar?
It's probably like a fantasy sharp cheddar.
Fantasy American.
Maybe a fantasy.
That's a
Parmesan?
really good stripper name.
Fantasy sharp cheddar. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Fantasy sharp cheddar.
Gross!
Fantasy Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Pardon me.
You mean to tell me she's from Parmesan?
I have so many questions.
Right.
She's French.
It's a fantasy Galatian Alpine cheese.
Ooh, someone Google real
That
quick.
sounds Old Testament.
100%.
It's got a good cheese.
Yeah, I need to talk to Deputy Grumps about security.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so moving through the city, weaving kind of in and out of the high rises and across the river from the Anthonium, I believe is where you went. You can cut straight up through the Sentinel District to the headquarters of the City Watch, which sets outside of, just on the edge of the city walls, but is almost its own entity in and of itself, where it houses individuals of the families of usually the Vox Guard, and houses the headquarters. Excuse me, and also the detainment area for people in the city, trying to keep them out of the middle of the city themselves. But yeah, you can head in. You get a couple of people who recognize you from just kind of being out and about, but nobody pays you much mind. Heading in, you can find Deputy Grumps' office, kind of cubicle in the headquarters itself. Very much like a fantasy police station where there's like cubicles all set up, and most of the structure of the city is that the deputies serve as like kind of overseers of the Vox Guard, who are more militant, whereas the deputies kind of perform more of the investigative or inquisitive side of the stuff. So you'll see deputies kind of run through different boroughs and kind of keep tabs on them, so to speak. But yeah, you can see that Deputy Grumps' cubicle is occupied, and he is sitting in there. He seems to be kind of like flipping through a tome and kind of muttering to himself, his one monocle kind of set on his eye as he's squinting and reading, but doesn't seem to notice you as you approach, and just is...
Alright, so yeah, I approach his cubicle and kind of just clear my throat a little bit. Like, do you think it's about time for lunch?
Hey, what the... by the Vox. I don't have time for you today. I've got too many other things that I'm dealing with.
Right. Then I suppose I could just make it quick to make it more convenient for you.
Sit down, Arthur. And he sets the tome down and like slams it, just annoyed.
All right.
What can I do
Well,
for you?
You know how this works. I need something again.
I'm tired of doing this, Arthur. All right, I mean the first handful of times I understand, but now it's you're dragging me around by a leash.
I don't really see it that way personally. I don't know. I feel like you enjoy your life, and you enjoy going home to your wife every night.
This man loves his wife and his life.
So, be that as it may, I feel like there is still at least something that you owe me, and tonight, well, not tonight actually, tomorrow night, I need a favour. It's nothing big, not asking you to do anything illegal, so to
Better
speak.
not be illegal.
All we need is for a little bit less security to be at the docks tomorrow night. That's it.
The metal docks.
That will be the one.
By the Vox's grace, one of these days, Arthur, you and I are going to come to blows. And
Right.
I'm either going to throw you in the pen or send you to the void myself. How much I promise you. Bless you.
Alright, well, if it ever comes to that, I look forward to that moment. But until then, give your wife my best. And I just leave a bouquet of flowers on his desk and leave.
He just watches you walk away and just
Broods.
takes the flowers and pushes them into a waste bin and just kind of stares.
What a jackass.
Yeah. Go ahead and as you're like standing up to leave, give me a perception check.
Real quick, I think someone's chair over there pulled the camera askew a little bit. The cord was like a little taut.
Was it?
It was kind of aimed more at Matt than me, and I don't like that.
All right. Let me
Actually, no, it's the same. It's the same.
It sounds like that perception roll is going to need to be redone then, if that's the case.
No, it's actually pretty spot on still.
Is it straight?
Yeah, it's pretty straight.
Matt's just actually distracting Calvin so he can steal things up.
Oh my gosh, he's reading your notes. He's reading them.
Oh my gosh.
Matt knows who the big bad is.
Matt
Oh,
knows
no.
what's in the barrels.
No, it has to be that way because this whole thing's a little wonky, so it's like that.
Oh my gosh. I was looking for centaur kidneys, and I have found how would a centaur ride another centaur?
Like, in the
How
way
did
that-
you get there?
Not in the biblical sense.
Not in the biblical sense.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That almost looks political.
It does. If your centaur had a centaur mount, would he ride him like this or like this?
The worst part is that probably not going to edit any of this out.
I think-
Why not? Like, just leave it in, dude. Like,
People are just gonna watch this. It's too much work for me.
you've set the bar as most unprofessional. So,
So next time we do like a little dance break or something.
I think a centaur would just stand on the back of the other centaur.
We're
Like-
gonna move on from that.
even worse, dude.
All right, what's your perception check?
On the first one, before I said, "Oh, can I re-roll that?" I rolled a 5. I rolled a 1 on the re-roll, and since I said I'm going to re-roll, I'm going to have to own the fact that I re-rolled. So not 1.
You, what you don't see is that as you walk away, you watch as Grumps watches you walking and goes, "The Voxguard might not be at the docks, Arthur, but I can't speak for the ship crews." And he just kind of shoves the flowers into the bin.
Dang
So,
it. Did I need to? I wasn't trying to intimidate him so much as manipulate.
Yes, he's not. This is his rapport with you. He always bucks, but he never. He never.
No, I mean,
will.
did I need to roll anything for that interaction as far as like?
Nope.
Okay. Just
You
just
didn't.
double
You did
checking.
not give away. You did not give him any reason to be more frustrated than he already is.
Okay, gotcha.
And you were pretty clear about like this needs to be done. So yeah, if you ever have to like lean on him a little bit more than normal, whether it depends on the situation or whatever, also depends on the success and failure of the stuff you do around the town. That will happen as time goes on. But
Okay, thank
for the
you.
most part now, it's still pretty copacetic. Excuse me. All right. So you have your trip was a success. So the Vox Guard are going to be lessened around the middle docks in the evening. So good job on that one. Cart was collected along with a couple of crates, which is nice. And anybody, what else are we trying to do before we fast forward to the evening of the mission?
Well, I believe I'm supposed to go and find some way to make somebody sleep, potentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do there?
Well, I suppose.
It's like playing with
Go.
your grandfather who has dementia.
Well, I suppose I'll go to some sort of ammunition store and see if they have some sort of like tranquilizer dart or something.
So last time we were here, it was indicated that an easier thing to do would be to have some sort of a what's that?
Spell?
Spill?
Spale. A spale.
No.
You know, you
So
catch the spale.
Spell.
alchemically speaking, it's not easy to find that type of stuff. It would be easier to find some sort of a blunted instrument type thing, like
This blunt arrow crossbow we were talking about.
yeah, like a blunted
gonna do the
crossbow
same
is
thing
something
and
that they
ask the
do,
same
or like
Oh, well,
almost
we
like
can still go. I mean, first of all, you can't expect me to remember all this, yeah.
I mean, that's
But
what notes are for, right?
Go ask the same guys.
Also, I mean, the same place, I'm sure the ammunition place has got some bean bags.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, beanbag chip.
Bean bags.
There are.
Fantasy
So
beanbag
go
book.
ahead and roll a. This would be investigation to try to find this.
Investigation?
Yeah.
Matt, is your microphone scented?
Is it scented? Smells like licorice and sassafras.
I'm just, anytime you go to say anything, you're like, and now I'm going to start talking.
Oh, am I still too close? I'm not even talking that loud.
It didn't peak, so that was actually.
Well, that's a nat one. Hold on.
Oh, boy. That's two
we
in a row.
did perception?
Investigation
Investigation. Okay. It's going to be a 4.
with an at one.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
So
You okay?
Michelle just farted because she's laughing.
I was wondering what could have out of your rear end.
God.
what?
That voice is killing.
It really is. Like, I have to know who it is. Who inspired this voice, man?
I don't know.
Do you know them?
Sir Ian
I'm gonna
McCall.
be honest with you though, it was real weird. I used to, when I was working at the coffee shop the last couple of weeks, I was like, what do I want this guy's voice to sound like? So I was walking around the coffee shop talking like this
Yeah, uh-huh.
to myself.
That's how it
I
goes.
hope when you get older, you sound like that.
Oh my god.
Me too.
I might just fake being senile and talk like that when
Yeah.
I get older.
Sweet.
So what weapon are you using?
A rifle?
You have a rifle?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will say that you do find a sort of material that they can sell. That you go to an armament type store of some kind. There's a few of them throughout the city. But asking at a couple of them, you are able to find some sort of what they call a clay bullet or clay projectile, which basically upon impact shatters, so it doesn't do as much damage, and because of the way it's designed, slower velocity. But basically, yes, if you can hit them in the right spot, you can non-lethally knock people out. So you do get a couple rounds of that pretty easily. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
I was on that one, so this,
Yeah, I'm almost like, damn, you found that with a nat 1?
I would have killed him. Made him, I don't know, made him lose an eye or something. You look around,
That bet 22.
barrel of a gun and you lose an eye.
Is there more ammunition?
That'd be a 22.
22. All right, so you get 3 clay bullets that you find throughout the day, and I will say with a 22, you do notice that when you ask about finding like non-lethal ammunition, each place that you go to definitely makes note of who you are.
That's with a high roll.
For what purposes you don't know, but they definitely make notice of you asking for that specific type of
I
aviation.
mean, I'm not trying to kill
Nope,
the
nat one, you
critters.
can't work your way out of it. Nat one, you rolled a nat one to try to find it. So,
Oh,
but it's
fair enough.
yeah. So, yeah. So you do get it, but at what cost?
I mean, you didn't say I had to sign any sort of paper with my name on it.
What is this, Florida?
That's, I mean, maybe. But this is also a land where magic is real, so maybe paperwork isn't necessary. Okay, so moving on from that. So
Okay.
we have 2 successes and 1 not great success. Okay, success. Thank you. And, all right, so anyone else doing anything before we move to the evening of the job?
I just want to reestablish what Connie had done.
Sure.
He had asked about. I think he secured a safe house for the stuff.
Yes, so
It was,
your
between the docks and the destination.
Uncle Zoo told you that there is a place called River's Rest, which is not far from the Middle Docks, that you could use their cellar area as a place to stash stuff if need be. So that was the contact that you had there. So
Okay, and also that Tuesday is Fantasy Meatball Day.
correct.
Are you writing these down?
This is my notes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you have. Yep.
Rivers Rest Tavern, Stash House, Tuesday's Fantasy Meatball Day.
Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right.
Was it supposed to be football?
No, it's meatball.
It was
Fantasy
meatballs.
football, though. That'd be awesome.
Can you imagine?
Be fantasy football?
Actually,
Inspiration.
in D&D, fantasy football is just football, guys. It's soccer. It's just.
That's true.
How dare
That's
you.
very true. All right. So, anyone else need to do anything, or we're moving on to the night of?
I already
No.
failed mine.
I made uniforms and rolled an 18, so they turned out pretty good.
Yep.
Dock worker uniforms. They
Yeah.
really
You were looking for information, and it didn't quite pan
A
out.
little
All right.
bit, but
Yeah. All right. So, the following evening, next evening, you all begin to gather. We'll say you can gather at the Middle Docks. They are the city itself has a circular inland, almost where the river kind of cuts through. River Danes flows to the outside, but there's a smaller river that cuts through the city itself for irrigation and water supply.
Bisecting the city.
For the most part. But in the center of the city, on kind of its own little archipelago, there is the city keep where the leadership lives and kind of stays, and then adjacent to that is the Middle Docks, where most of the higher, a little bit of kind of passenger ships come through, but most of the supplies for the city come through here and are funneled into the market, which is just on the other side of the archipelago. But yeah, you can gather here. It's a pretty large place, and it's usually busy at all times of day. And to have people here of various creeds and occupations is not out of the ordinary. But as evening begins to come to the Middle Docks, most of the general populace begins to filter out, and what is left is mostly the night shift dock workers, or usually the Vox Guard kind of patrolling the area. But as of tonight, you notice that there is one patrol that moves through the area right as the sun begins to set, and then after that, there seems to be a lack of. And the marking of evening finally comes when the lighthouse that is set just on the outside of the Middle Docks lights up and begins its slow rotation of light over the city.
Could we retcon a little bit?
Sure.
That we meet at the safe house, not at the docks. Just that way we can
You
have
wanna meet
one
River's
last
Rest?
conversation before we go to the docks instead of already being there and risking
Sure.
someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
to
Yeah,
do that.
so that's all happening at the docks. Meanwhile, at River's Rest, you guys head to River's Rest, which is one of the largest inns and taverns in Eldamar. It is run by River's Passion, which is a tabaxi the owner and proprietor of River's Rest, and is well known throughout the city as being just kind of a flamboyant philanthropist. And any and all are welcomed in the tavern, and it is a place where you would not be noticed, and you could either go noticed or unnoticed. It's a very popular kind of like a hot spot for the people of the city. All kinds of races and creeds can be found at River's Rest, and you can definitely gather there to collect your thoughts and prepare for the evening. But as you guys walk in, you can kind of see the 3-story tavern itself is kind of filled, kind of floor to ceiling, with tables and chairs and the sound of music being played, as probably 2 or 3 different bard groups are playing at different levels in different areas. There is food and drinks being served all around, and most of the staff kind of just kind of give you a sideways glance and kind of gesture to an empty table. You can find your seats and kind of settle in for a little bit of a planning session. So,
What we hear the sound of music.
yes,
What song specifically?
The hills are
Flamboytherapist, by the way.
Yeah, flamboyant. That's where I landed.
Okay.
A flamboyant philanthropist.
Flamboytherapist.
A flam.
The Flambanthropist.
Yeah, sorry.
in your area of the tavern, the most obvious song, which is playing near the front of the entrance, I'm assuming you kind of follow your way in. Near the front of the entrance, the largest band is playing, and it's a song that's pretty well known. It's known as The Fable Under the Table. It's a kind of a jaunty tune that basically just kind of... there's no lyrics to it right now. They're just kind of playing instrumentally. But at some point, if somebody wants to, you'll hear someone kind of crack into the chorus of the song, which basically just kind of talks about somebody who plays a hand of cards and is able to kind of cheat their way through it, telling the story of the fable under the table. So,
In a different direction.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad that you stayed wholesome.
Maybe
I'm glad
we've
we didn't
just heard
talk.
a different version.
I mean, you might
We heard
have.
the second verse.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a lot of renditions of these songs.
Oh
so
yeah,
anything,
the bodier bars that you go to, they're for sure. Yeah.
They're playing the Weird Al Yankovic version. Mm-hmm. We're playing the original Beyonce version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More booties in it.
Lots of pirates. Yeah. So we all.
I meant butts.
Cigarette butts from the pirates that are smoking. No.
Drew's unwavering when it comes to butts. All right. One thing I'd like to clarify before we get going: if any of us happen to get caught, remember, you're not really a part of anything. There is no arc, so to speak. You're not a part of the Anthenium. But don't get caught. Be easier that way.
So we don't have a group name or anything?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
So we're not friends?
Don't know. If
Connie, could you explain how a criminal enterprise works?
Yeah, sure. So
Kind of like when you hear your family, kind of.
that's,
Is that right?
That's a great analogy, right? So for now, while we are doing our job, while we are pulling this job, we're family. We're like family, friends, family, group. But if any one of us gets caught, we don't know anyone. You forget each other. You don't exist.
I mean, y'all told me your names.
Right. For example, if you see me
Shoots.
in chains walking away, you don't say, Arthur, what about, shall we help you? You just keep on
And
walking.
you don't say even Mr. Grimm, which is what,
Well, wouldn't you want me to help you?
No.
Well,
Yeah, just kind of let it play its course. If one of us gets caught, hey, for all they know, he's the only one doing this job,
Figured it out.
right? So he could just be this poor crazy guy who was nuts enough to try to attempt a job on his own. The rest of us, we're just free citizens, minding our own business.
Dock
All right.
workers.
How many of you know how to dissociate? If you happen to get caught, can you dissociate? Like go to a place that you're not at right now, just in case they interrogate you. Just a thought. Just go to a different place, Like right now,
Just
I'm inside
leave.
a tavern, but right now and up here, I'm
Inside here.
inside of a meadow, and it's nice. You know what I mean?
I didn't know there was a name for that.
Yeah, the
That's what I've
dissociate.
been doing most of the time.
All right, Steve.
Good.
You should
I
be
like
well
this.
It's going
versed.
to be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
This should be easy.
It's-
This is
it's-
all doing this work is pretending to be somewhere else. and
Nothing like a
getting cards?
lifetime, a childhood of pain to prepare you for dissociation.
I really like to dissociate. I wound up going back to Grandmammy's house, and that's not a good place.
Do you have like a happy place? Where were you the happiest?
Definitely not there. She was
Okay, so your job
She
would
was
be to pick
she
another
was
place.
kind of a lady of the night. She was known in the Minotaur community. She was a bit of a whore for Minotaur.
So you're saying a minotaur?
She was a Minotaur.
No, a minute hole.
I've met some of those
Like
too.
what?
I don't really feel like going back there.
All right, but like I said, your job would be to find a place that is pleasant for you.
Yeah, not that
Have you
one.
ever
Okay.
Have you ever had a really good meal and you thought, I'd like to go back and have that meal again? Well, you can pretend inside your head.
Do we need to like do something really fun for him before we go do this so he has a place to disassociate to?
I think if he gets caught, he's not going to remember anything anyway.
Who are you?
We're fine.
Great.
With it?
All right, yeah.
All right.
Good.
We have 2 nights, so we could do something.
No, we fast forwarded to the night.
Never mind.
Oh,
dissociating.
you also
And you were reading in the library the whole time. You skipped 2 days. Good things you have a really slow metabolism and you don't need to sleep now because you're a turtle. Turtles don't sleep.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you though. I kind of like you. I feel like there's probably some sort of, like I heard some sort of story. We got some story
no.
back there. Yeah.
Well,
Don't.
Wait,
What? I just said we had. I feel like there's a story out there I don't know about, but I don't know. I kind of like it.
well maybe at
There
some
was. I haven't
point
read it
I
yet.
feel like you. Never mind.
we can herd the turtles at another point. Are we ready?
Let's take another look at that note. Make sure we got everything down there. Who's got the?
No, I'm not dumb enough to keep the note on me.
Which one of you has an eidetic memory and can just recite it back to me exactly what it says?
Right. So,
What's an eidetic memory?
never
You
mind.
don't have one.
Okay.
Turns out he does. It's when you look at something the once and you can remember it exactly. Like a sequence of numbers or words.
Zook,
Two
I would think
ships.
Zook does.
Into the middle docks, and you took the ship less ridden.
Now you're just making things up.
You're right. 2 ships in the middle docks transporting goods. They have crates and barrels. The ones marked with the X's are the ones we need to collect, and we need to bring back as many as possible and not look inside of them. Everything else is fair game. So if you do see something that's not a crate or a barrel, and it's not marked with an X, and you say, hey, I'd like to take that home, that seems like a really nice Chase Lounge.
I would appreciate it if nobody tried to steal an extra chaise lounge. I'm relatively strong, but I don't want to have to put extra furniture in the cart and try to
I will
sneak it
say-
across town.
If you did come across one, though, now might be the time, because we do have somebody with a cart who could probably, I think he could do
Right.
it.
So don't look for one, but if you see a nice one that you really want, go ahead.
He has strong withers.
Okay. Those are some pretty
all
strong
right.
withers.
I suppose.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but dang.
Right. So,
Thank you, Mr. The Regent.
So it makes me really uncomfortable when you call me that. We're like 4 years apart in age, so don't. It's just Connie, okay?
Okay, sorry, Mr. Connie.
it's like a kid in youth that's friends with the pastor's kid in youth, and they have to like give them some unearned reverence. Like, I'm really sorry, Mr. Drew.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
We have chemistry together.
so sorry,
You don't need to
you
call me.
That's my friend Liam. He's the pastor's son. He's holy.
Specifically didn't say his name.
What?
You doxed him. Way to go, Drew.
My nephew. His name is Liam. It
Nailed it.
came up.
Nailed it. Got it.
Hey,
I know 8 Liams.
Is it weird to have nieces and nephews from different siblings that were given the same first name?
Yes.
Like my.
Why wouldn't
I'm
you
Liam.
listen?
This is my cousin Liam.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm with you because when my little
Out of
sister,
character, also yes.
No,
Like,
yeah. I'm saying this out of character. This is like rife in my family. I don't understand.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, so here's what I would say. My little sister named her daughter Lydia, and for like the last decade, I've been like, bet if I ever have a daughter, her name's gonna be Lydia. Signed, sealed, delivered, done. And then 6 years ago, my adorable niece was born, and her name is Lydia. So I can't do it now.
Wow.
I'm not
could.
going to.
You
I'm not
can't.
going.
You
No,
should.
I'm not going to do what your family's done.
Yeah, if you were my family, you would, and you'd think it was great.
Well, we got two
Dude.
Lydia for Jules in the family.
Just like change one letter.
It's an honorific.
Lydia.
Oh, Lydia just spelled it.
Libya Gaddafi rice? I don't think so.
Gaddafi rice sounds like a delicious
I would like some Gaddafi rice.
Went to the
right?
Jerusalem Cafe and got some falafel with some Gaddafi rice on the side.
That sounds great.
I've never met another Kestis. Pretty sure I'm the only one.
Right. So let's go over roles one more time. So you are doing what?
Trying not to kill somebody.
Right.
Yep. No, that's perfect.
Perfect.
Yep. You're trying not to kill somebody, trying not to alert anyone to the fact that we're going to be doing good work.
What about I'm supposed to alert you to something or not.
Okay.
Right. Well, yes. If something were to go right, it would be nice to know if we're inside of the boat. Ship.
If you can
Man, I
get
could
yourself
probably do that.
get yourself a
Let you
high
know.
up perch where
Okay.
you can watch over the whole thing, right? If it looks like maybe someone's onto us, maybe you fire some shots in the air, both alerting us and distracting them. And then you hop your little bunny self out of the area,
Man,
back to the safe house.
I got other ways of doing that besides firing a shot, but I'll let you know.
I mean,
Screaming.
that's up to you.
Man, I probably won't scream, but
Well, hold on. What other methods do you have? That way we know. Because what if...
I kind of want to be surprised at this point.
trust me, you'll know.
Oh, no. Okay. I will...
I'm both scared and intrigued.
I'm excited. Please know, Kestis, you can use your reaction and move so far. Connie, you have scuff length. You have advantage on attack rolls till the end of your next turn, so remember that. And Zook, you have a shiny button that can cause a distraction as a reaction. You can choose to impose disadvantage, so please remember that. For the rest of us, once we are coming up to the docks, I'll give you something that'll make you feel like $1 million. There might be some sort of good compliment to something. But I'll also have you have a little something before we go in. Not as cool as a scuff length, but...
Yeah.
That's all.
Is that a surprise? Or you about to tell us, or you going to tell us later?
I'll tell you later.
Are you mocking my voice now?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I'm fine with it. I kind of like the way I talk. You want to talk that way too?
It's really catchy. It is catching on.
Yeah, you know, it's melodic but not sing-song.
Yeah. It's kind of nasally, too.
No, Michelle, that's not.
It's a good in-character back and forth. And then you insulted Drew.
No, that's a character trait for this character, is intentionally or unintentionally
Is that Drew
insulting.
didn't mask the nasalness
Yeah.
of his voice this time.
Try harder next
So,
time.
yeah,
You got like a power you can see into another dimension and make fun of the people playing the characters.
Oh my god.
yeah.
All the NPCs have Calvin's insecurities. By episode 6, we find all of them. And the show is done.
But this campaign is going to be
I'll win
so
this
good
game.
for Calvin.
Yeah, it's going to be really cathartic for Calvin
Very
when he
healing.
kills all of us.
Very healing.
Yeah, so what?
So we've got him. He's good.
I figure I could probably get into the holds of the first one. Like if
hope I can unlock the doors
Oh,
and stuff.
perfect.
So,
Hey,
I'll get
Relax.
you guys in.
that's great. That's great. You
I'm
get us
fairly
in.
decent in convincing people to let us go places.
Perfect. So I say we walk in with a sense of purpose. Say that we're just going to be transferring some, some products. You can convince them that this is the case. We go in. We exchange some products. Come on back out. I got some money for greasing some palms.
Right. So you coerce them with sugar, and if that doesn't work, I will coerce them with salt.
All right.
And if that doesn't work, you will coerce them with
Money.
or
Gold.
Your fists. He should come to his own conclusions, shouldn't he?
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. I gotta use the money before the fist, because if I after the fist,
I completely agree.
Yep.
I guess I could use the money after the fist too, though, for hospital bills and stuff. Okay, got it.
Yeah, you knock out, you flick him a coin.
You
Yeah.
put it on his eye.
Yeah.
You don't know this, but you've been killing people for years.
Leave my cousin. Hey, Connie, leave the coins again on his eye for the hospital.
When he
Wink.
wakes up,
Connie's killed 40 men.
it's just like Batman.
No, I put them to sleep.
My skills that I learned from the mountains.
Dr. Fishy!
The neighborhood's so much quieter and safer ever since I started working.
A lot more vacant, too.
Yeah, a lot of businesses for rent.
Dirt nap Connie the Reach.
Okay. Are you guys good to go?
Hi ho.
All right.
So you're leading the cart because you're the boss.
Yes.
You're driving the cart. We're in the cart.
Pull in the car.
So what is the strategy here?
No killing.
Guns, oh.
So I think the
I'm gonna
general.
go up and find a
Now,
perch or
sort of,
some
I think
sort.
Our face here.
Yes.
and
So I think what we're trying to do is convince them that we have cargo to load onto the ship, and then offload the X marks the cargo. Subtly, is that?
I think that sounds great.
Okay. All right.
Do I need to do anything to find a perch?
Oh, we should have thrown everything into the water. We have a seahorse, and we could have just gone and gotten it.
I thought
We
about
don't know if the
transporting
contents. Well,
Float. That's valid.
Yeah, what if it's like bread and we've just...
I'm not sure how much a seahorse is going to help when it comes to transporting goods.
It's true. It's bread. It's oil paintings, and it's cannonballs.
Oh, cotton
Ruined,
candy.
ruined.
Cotton candy, that's exactly what I was thinking.
It's
Just cotton
completely
candy.
empty, but sticky as hell
Yeah.
when we get it on the shore.
Or those little like wonderful chalky
Title.
mints that are like
Ooh.
kind of barrel shaped. Those chalky
Ooh,
mints that you
uh-huh.
put them in your mouth, they kind of melt.
Yeah, ooh, those peppermints. I
And
love
meringues.
Oh no! It's
Ew.
nothing but gooey butter cake ingredients.
Oh,
Just add water.
But if we throw it into the ocean,
it's all.
But what
good
if
we
butter.
might make a delicious dessert.
It could be a Jello mix.
it's a bunch of those
In which
little
case-
rags that when you put it in water, they
Oh my
explode.
God. Where did all these dinosaurs come from?
The barrels just explode.
All right.
Rags.
The
So-
roughest wash rags.
We make our way to the middle docks as evening begins to encroach upon the city, the light of the lighthouse signifying that dusk has finally settled upon the city itself. Making your way to the middle docks with relatively easy. You can find yourselves, as you reach the middle docks, you can see there are about, along this strip of it, there are about a dozen ports where ships could be docked. And at this time of the evening, there look to be 7 ships currently docked currently at port. So, from here, you can go ahead and enact your plan. Whatever people need to do, they can go ahead and begin to try to attempt to do it.
Arthur, you look like you have not soft hands. They look rough.
Well, dang.
You're inspired.
That was
It-
inspirational.
I already have inspiration from a joke last week.
Yeah.
So you have to keep track of them separately because her inspiration is the
It's just a
D6.
D6, yeah.
Mine is
Set
the
that over
yeah.
there.
You have to.
Is advantage.
Right.
Wyatt, you look like your fur would No.
Make a great go.
You look like your feet would bring luck to so many people. You're inspired.
You seem like you're fast.
Yeah, well, okay. I appreciate that. Not too many people usually do too many nice things for me. You did just throw stuff at me at the tavern.
Well, I'm now throwing you compliments.
Well, I appreciate that. You're nice. You're nice. I appreciate that.
Extra D6 for your lucky feet.
Extra D6, okay.
Yep.
Usually, I'm like, hey, if someone's gonna die during the campaign, you gotta let it happen.
Yeah.
Protect him at all costs.
All costs.
The
you
rest
got
of
it.
us are expendable.
You got it. All cost.
How close
right.
are we to these ships right now?
Already on them.
You are.
Did it?
We're back at the safe house. So weird.
as much as I want to give like a good distance here. These are big ships. You are several hundred feet from any of them.
You talking
given
like football fields? A couple football fields?
no, not that far. I would say roughly 50 yards or so from any given ship. Just because of the length of each ship is several hundred feet, and they have to have enough room in between each of the ports. And of these dozen ports, which span, I would say maybe 200-ish yards, there is. I don't know if my math is mathing, and if it is, I'm so sorry. If you're going to call me out on it in the comments, please do, because we need the interaction. But suffice it to say, it will take you a good minute or two to get to any ship that is currently docked.
Okay. And there's how many ships? You
7.
said 7? Ooh.
Feel
Don't
free
forget.
to have a
I
cheese
will.
snack while we
I
make our
mean-
approach.
We're looking for the
There's some
Fidelity
cheese back there
and
if
the
anyone's
Joyful.
interested.
Well, if we're looking for those two specific ships, I could go get a better look somewhere. And maybe tell you where the ships are.
My only question to that would be, how will you communicate that to
Is there a
us?
dock worker anywhere around?
The night crew has started filling into the docks and are kind of moving product in and throughout the area. So yeah, there's definitely people around.
Alright.
Nobody seems to be paying you all any mind currently.
I want to call out to one of the dock workers who passes nearest.
There's a middle-aged gentleman with a cap and a jacket. He's got a barrel across his shoulder, and he looks like he's got a little piece of paper that he's kind of glancing down at as he walks within earshot of you.
Hey there, Uncle.
Uh,
Yeah,
Hey,
you got a second.
well, I mean, sure, I guess. What can I...
We're just we're trying to make a delivery to a couple of ships out here. What were they called again?
The Fidelity and the Joyful.
Now you know where they're berthed? The Fidelity and the Joyful.
What kind of shipments are you making?
Us? We don't know. We've just got the boxes. It's deliver them, and that's it. The
Kind of leans
Fidelity
over.
and the Joyful. That's all we know.
He sees the 2 boxes in the cart, and he goes, well, 6 of you for 2 boxes.
Hey, we got hired to do the thing. We don't ask the questions. They're paying us. That's all we care about.
Make a deception check.
Oh boy.
It's true, though. Kind of. Oh, my deception. Not great. A 10. It's average.
He,
I'm average.
He goes, sorry, mate. Don't know if those ships being docked tonight. Maybe a different night. Eh?
No, I think they are being docked tonight. We have on good authority, and we have to make this drop.
Right. Listen. Don't know who the hell any of you are, but don't seem like dog workers to me. So best be on your way before someone gets suspicious. Yeah. And he kind of turns and just walks away.
What an asshole.
Failed already?
So,
Listen.
can I make-
that was pretty
if we're
nice
working
to warn us.
at the dock.
Can you what?
If we're at the dock,
Yeah.
most ships, sometimes the docks have like bigger things that they're going to put on with it, like a crane and stuff.
Yeah. There's several
So
cranes.
they
around
have
here.
ways that they communicate and stuff.
can I look around and maybe make an investigation check or perception check to see if I can find some, like a set of walkie-talkies or something like that that's around?
Make a perception check.
That would be good.
It's a 19 plus 7.
For a 26, you can tell with beyond the shadow of a doubt there are no walkie-talkies around
There
here.
are no walkie-talkies. Calvin.
Can I tell how they communicate?
What do you mean communicate?
Well, if somebody is working, most of the time there's usually somebody running a dock, and they have to communicate with the dock workers where it needs to be because they're moving shipments around on, off all the time. So people that are actually on the ship have to communicate with people that are in the office. How are they doing that?
So, from what you can tell, it looks to be as though there are people who are taking supplies from the docks themselves that are stored on the docks or in like storage containers near the docks. They look to be kind of like thin, long, tall warehouses where stuff can be loaded into, and it seems to be they're taking them to the ships themselves, and then the ship. The individuals on the ships are coming down, receiving the stuff, and coming off of it. And to the ship that's closest to you, you can also see that there is an individual who looks to be holding some sort of paperwork who is going through each item as it's being moved to the ships. So it's not necessarily like... There's no need for like major communication currently because it's literally just like I have a slip of paper.
That person.
This is what needs to go in the ship tonight. Now we do. Because if you think about it, night crews don't necessarily need to be shouting at each other because, again, it is the middle of the night. Or it will be the middle of the night.
Yeah,
so
but they got to be able to radio to the person operating the crane that's taking things on and off the boat.
The cranes are operated by dock hands. So you can see the cranes are very simple processes. They're just tall pulleys that have kind of like hamster wheel style where guys can walk in them and use them to reel it up. And then they can be swung and then dropped in. They're not like giant cranes. They're literally just like big enough to like lift pallets up and over to the things and set them in. And most stuff is being hauled by hand. Like it is not a lot of crane work going on right now. Even the bigger boxes are just being 2-man teamed, like lifted and stuff like that.
Do they use fantasy semaphore, the fantasy flag language?
They do not.
This backward universe.
I tried to find. I mean,
If they have flag language, it is not being used.
It'd be hard to use flag language at night.
I'll go ahead and see what I can do here. I'd like to use locate object
Okay.
and think about crates with X's on them. I can sense the direction of the object's location as long as the object is within 1,000 feet. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement.
Side to side. Wave like up and down a little bit.
Yep. Just a little bit of both.
It says as long as you've seen it up close or within 30 feet at least once. But like, I don't know. Could I be like a crate with an X on it? That seems pretty generic. Like that's the same as being like.
So okay.
Like a plastic Pepsi Cola cup from. Pizza Street.
I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say. Here's what I'm going to tell you. It says it can locate a specific object as long as you've seen it. Alternatively, the spell can locate nearest objects of a particular kind. Because these are just crates and barrels with paint on them, that is not... It's going to be difficult. So I'm going to make you roll to locate it.
Okay.
Because the generalization of these things is so generic that it is going to be hard to even like...
Ooh, but I'm thinking very hard about the X.
I'm sure you are, but again, you have not seen them, so you cannot specifically find them. It is all...
What would you like me to roll?
This is going to be a Arcana check. This is going to be straight Arcana, using your ability to use the magic properly. The DC for this is going to be a 14.
Okay. Well, fuck. That's a heavy, hefty, big, beefy 5.
Unfortunately, you cannot locate these specific ones.
Everything, the crate, everything, the barrel.
It lights up, but it's because we've already put paint on the 2 crates in the back of the wagon.
Yeah, you find them.
We have them already.
Are any of the dock workers orc or
We already have them
goblin?
already.
Yes, there are several orc blooded individuals working. You can see, obviously, because this profession kind of requires a bit more strength being lended to it. So, but yeah, there seem to be several individuals that look to be of orc descent of some kind. So,
Right. I'm gonna hop off the cart and go up to one of the orcs and pull a couple of cigarettes out. Just gonna light one up and hand the other to the nearest orc I can see and just say, been a bit of a long night. It's only getting started.
you can see there are 2 orcs who seem to be standing by
3
one of the
cigarettes.
warehouses. They were both standing by the corner, seeming to be in some sort of a conversation that kind of glance your way as you make your way straight to them. But once you produce the cigarettes, they seem to relax a little bit. Go ahead and make a general persuasion check for me. To see kind of like.
I'm just gonna go ahead and reroll that one. Oh my god, it's the same number.
We're not killing it on the rolls tonight.
Oh, thank God.
Hit it.
13, but I just pissed away all of the extra stuff I have.
Yeah, that's the rules.
13. Okay. They definitely, as you hand them that, they both kind of take one and kind of nod to you, but like don't, like they're just kind of like watching you. They're watching you warily, as in like what is what?
You said warily.
Warily, yeah, wearily. They definitely don't know what you're doing, but they're also like, why are we being solicited right now? So, so yeah, proceed however you feel.
Yeah, I'll just cut to it. Night shift work's not for the faint of heart, so my friends and I are looking for a couple of ships. Don't know if you know which ones are in port tonight, as it were.
Due respect, sir, and appreciate your cigarettes, but what is it to you?
Well, we've got, do you see the crew over there? We've got a couple of things we need to drop off and a couple of things we need to pick up.
A bit of an eclectic group to be bringing in so little cargo.
It's not just the bringing in, we're actually going to be taking some stuff out as well. We've been hired, you see, to do more of a direct contact, less to do with the warehouse and the shipping companies. Once it came to port, it's kind of the job of our employer to make sure it gets to them as quickly as possible, cut out all of the middlemen.
Which ship are you looking for?
What are the names of the ships?
Joyful and Fidelity.
Bingo. The Joyful and the Fidelity.
They both look at each other. Maybe I've heard of it, maybe I haven't heard of it.
Alright, you strike a hard bargain. But I think I've got a few more, and I just give them like 3 more cigarettes apiece. Like that should get you through 3 hours of the night shift.
At least 3 hours.
Over one of their shoulders, you see Connie.
It's more like around one of their hips you see.
Between the 2 of them, you can see Connie in the background, just like doing them. Like,
Yeah, and
holding up two coins and rubbing them together.
Yeah, and you see like an ear twitch just a little bit. It's like
they take the 3 cigarettes, but do not say anything. They just keep looking at you.
alright, strike a hard bargain, but I can respect that. And pull out 4 gold.
Cigarettes.
Make another persuasion check at advantage.
Good luck smoking those,
oh my
you jabrones.
gosh.
Break out the
Oh
candy.
my god.
They're
So
camel
you know the
Turkish silvers. They won't be able to resist those.
I rolled a 4 and a 5, so that's a total of 9. I rolled 2 3s before.
Your only way to go is up. From here, dude.
Time to keep BSing.
Keep going.
Someone's making a decision in this moment to let this campaign be really boring.
We're going to start over.
They take the 4 gold, and one of them gestures to a ship up into the let 3 ships down, and goes, "That right there is the Joyful. Fidelity is just beyond it."
beyond it, like right next to it, behind it, or
Where did you come from?
well, you haven't looked down the entire time.
Right,
I've been looking down this entire time. Look how small he is.
she's with me.
Look
She's
how
kind
small
of
I am.
she's the boss. I wouldn't cross that one.
Right. See, over there.
Well, I certainly appreciate your help. What is your supervisor's name? I'll make sure to put in a good word for you.
They both look at each other, look back at you two, and just turn and go back into the warehouse.
Never mind, I'll keep my good words. I wish I could curse you.
Okay.
They turn around, roll for initiative.
Okay.
Okay, so we think we found the names of the ships.
I feel like
I don't have Bane or anything right now.
I feel like you should.
or
actually,
cutting words.
You have things like bless.
No.
What do you have?
None of those. But maybe cutting words
like
The
eventually.
abilities of someone that's
But you
level
helped
3.
him.
None of
What was that? You encouraged them. You.
Oh, that's just inspiration.
Okay.
I feel
so,
like you could
inspire.
spitefully inspire them.
I think you technically can't. I think that's Bane is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like instead of giving inspiration, you deduct from
A
their
D4.
Yeah,
But
but I don't have
what
that.
I mean
so
is, you can inspire them, but inside know that what you hope you're doing is building up their ego to a degree that they make some stupid decision.
Ooh, false
yeah.
inspiration.
Oh, they get into a mortgage that they will never be able to afford, and they're upset. Yeah. Oh, permanent.
They start
life.
serving at their church 2 services a week because they really have a lot of passion, and then they realize that they're burning themselves out, but they don't stop.
Oh.
Yeah, but the pastor just keeps giving me that encouragement that I crave. Every time.
All right, so we know exactly where these.
this went
ships
from
are.
hypotheticals to hitting home, so I'm going to go ahead and veer us off of this. All right.
Ow.
So-
my
Pulling the
soul.
cart towards those
What are
ships.
we doing, guys? This is going swimmingly. So.
We have we got the name of the 2 ships.
Start meandering in that direction and see what there is to see.
Is there a blanket on the cart? Like
Sure.
that we have? All right, sure. I'm thinking it may be better to go a different direction with this. Maybe I am not dressed as a dock worker right now, so is there a way I could like climb under there and switch into regular clothing, or at least my like regular
Sure.
jacket? All right,
Right,
I'm
I
gonna do that.
assumed we were dressed as dock workers.
We are.
Yeah.
We are
Buying
dock
it,
workers.
You are everyone has dock worker uniforms.
Well,
No one's
I'm
buying
now no longer a
Are
dock
we
worker.
too
I cannot carry big boxes anyway.
Hey, Calvin.
Yeah.
Connie would like to roll a perception check after having that conversation with the guy who warned
Mm-hmm.
them that they didn't seem like dock workers.
Yeah.
Can Connie take a minute to like kind of just notice the differences, see if he can pick up what that guy was putting down?
That would be an insight check.
That'd be a self-reflection check.
A natural 20.
Oh, praise be.
Nat or unnat?
Nat.
Nat 20. Okay.
Suddenly we look legit.
With a natural 20, the first thing you notice is the lack of communication on the docks. It seems as though everyone knows what they're doing. Very few interactions. So the fact that you wandered in and go, hey, what are we doing? Definitely a dead giveaway. It seems like everyone here knows their job and is doing their job, and that's it. You also can tell that, I would say with the Nat 20 insight, you also can tell that based on the 2 interactions you've had so far, there are now 2 different, what looks to be like supervisors or people who are overseeing the changes of dock shipment are now clocking all of you as you walk towards those 2 ships.
Guys, we've been made.
Well, if that's the case, do we just go in guns blazing and just, not guns blazing, but just walk in and proceed to do as we are supposed to? Or do we wait for things to get unloaded, track them later, and then go after them and intercept? That seems also risky because where are they being delivered? What if it's a block down the road and then they've already made it there?
There's still something sort of suspicious about us showing up, asking a whole bunch of questions, and then leaving without touching anything on any of the ships. It's not going to look good either. We gotta at least keep up appearances as we're continuing to walk towards the
How about
ships that
this?
have been pointed out.
Yeah.
How about this, guys? How about this? we continue on, right? We got 2 boxes, right? One with some bread, one with some cheese. How about we keep up this story about being hired to do this thing, we don't know nothing, and we just go drop these off. They ask questions, we act like dopes. Oh, we don't know. We was just hired to do this. Then we get out of here, and then we track the deliveries, and then we take the deliveries as soon as we can.
What if the crates and barrels are split up? What if they go all over the city?
Good point. This one, once she gets eyes on a thing, she can track it pretty good.
Within reason. I don't think I can do it anymore today.
Okay, well, I just
is
don't.
reason like 100 feet?
1,000 feet.
I just think it's doubtful we're gonna get very far if we go in, as you say, guns a-blazing.
I agree. I think we just walk in like we know what we're doing.
Project an air of confidence, and then maybe, you know...
Stand up straight. Nobody can tell us we can't be here, because we do belong here.
We were hired to work.
We were hired to work.
We can play dumb. I was interested in that idea. We can drop off a box, pick up a box, head out, and
How about
see
this?
what happens.
Well, I mean, we could find some way to, I don't know, sneak into the office and find the paperwork, maybe?
He's still with the group.
Oh, I thought he was on like roofs.
Nope. He hasn't left.
I could always maybe find a way to sneak into the office and see if I can find the paperwork and find out where it's going.
I don't think there's an office on the ship.
Well, they gotta keep the paperwork somewhere. I mean, he said the guy was over there with some paperwork.
To that point, do you think on a manifest there's going to be the words crate with a black X?
And to the same point, do you think the manifest is going to say illegal goods that we brought on this ship?
You don't know that. It could very easily be that.
I mean,
It says stuff we don't want anyone taking from us right there on the piece of paper. I'm not sure we should be expecting that.
Dibs.
The
6 barrels.
2 supervisors with like the clipboards, roughly how far away are they?
From you right now?
Yeah.
Couple 100 feet, maybe. You guys are heading to the 2 ships, so one of them is further away because he was on the first ship. The other one is probably another 150 feet or so away
Are
from
we
you
going
guys.
to like pass them while we go through?
You
or
have passed
get
one, and
closer?
you're passing another currently.
Will we ever get within roughly 30 feet of one?
If you want to get within 30 feet of one, you can.
Sounds like we want.
I think we're gonna try it.
Okay.
I think
So, yeah.
we should at least...
Yeah,
make the
moving towards the 2 ships, you can definitely pass within 30 feet of one of the supervisors.
So with that, I'm gonna try to cast suggestion. So it doesn't. They don't know that they've been suggested. But I will say, all right, go ahead and tap your feet 2 times, then walk over here and show us to the ships, the Fidelity and the Joyful, because we have shipments that we need to pick up.
Technically, we have cargo.
We technically have cargo. Okay, so I'm going to watch and see if he taps his foot to see if suggestion took hold or not. Because if not, he's not going to do any of this. He's not going to walk over and try to direct us. He might just come up and approach us anyway. But if he taps his feet, like, I don't know. That might be the signal that suggestion took hold.
Wisdom save?
Yeah,
Cargo goes on ships.
What's your DC?
Shipment goes
13.
on cars.
it's not big.
This is success.
Is it success?
No, he succeeded.
Oh,
It's not a failure. Remember, failure is what you need to hear. No, he succeeded.
I thought you said it's a success.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
It is a success. My roll is a success. So, no, so it does not work.
Okay.
Let's
Try it again.
Are
No,
we
I'm kidding.
are we in front of one of them now? Like the
So,
Fidelity
Yeah, you
works?
guys can definitely make your way in front of the.
Okay,
so the
so-
first one in line is the Joyful. So you reach the Joyful. This ship is got nobody currently in front of it loading or offloading. It seems to be empty. Down the next dock over, the Fidelity does seem to have a few individuals working near it, but this one seems to be dormant or quiet at
Time
this
to
point.
sneak onto the Joyful.
Pass without trace.
You have that?
Yeah.
Drew, you have that?
Of course I do.
Okay, right on. I'm not going to question it then. Drew's got past
I
So
am.
we're
What
now
the
all of a
hell?
sudden just being
there.
sneaky.
One of my shadow arts.
Your shards, dude.
Veil of shadows and
Oh,
silence.
Drew sharded, and now we all have
Oh,
passed
are you
without
are you
trace.
Way of the Shadow? Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, yeah. So
If you're not into that, it could be a druid spell as well.
it could be,
My
yeah.
jutsu.
It's your
Why?
Your shadow.
What? Hold on.
Somewhere
Why
a
are-
Brazilian just died.
Daddy Bayo.
While you're doing this shop, probably maybe go find a perch. Still, we talked about me being in a perch.
Will it look
What's going to
weird
give
if-
us away is when he's backing the cart up and they're beep, beep.
Will it look weird if you just leave our group?
Yes.
I mean,
Might
I
be
don't
better
think
if you
so.
just-
As long as I'm leaving the dock, they're probably not going to care.
I think at this point you just stay with us.
Yeah. I mean, he cast it past without trace, and we realize that we have a window that's rapidly closing, so I feel like we should just beat feet in there.
Okay, so you guys are going to go in?
Well, all
Yeah.
right.
All right, so let's go ahead and get a group stealth check, adding 10 to the roll.
Oh, what?
10 to the roll.
Yeah, you add 10 to the roll, pass without trace, man.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. God, I'm rolling so bad tonight.
Thank you for that 10. 18.
Oh, you look so gleeful over there. Look how smudgy you are.
Smug little
32.
33.
33.
My God.
19.
19.
A natural 20
Ha.
for 33.
A nat 20? Very good, thank you.
15.
15.
sorry, 22.
With your 10?
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. 22.
22.
All right, so all of you make your way upon the Joyful, and yeah, you're on it.
Making our way to the cargo hold.
Okay, making your way down to the cargo hold, you find that it is relatively still full. The smell of kind of aged cargo and some some supplies and foods and whatnot, kind of like lingering down here, kind of hot and musty. But you can definitely look around here. Does anybody have dark vision or light that they're trying
Yes,
to?
I have
Dark
dark
vision.
vision.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Does anyone have a light source they're attempting to use down here?
I'm going to try and look with dark vision
I got
Same.
before there's lights.
Go ahead and
I'd
make.
say I've
go
got a
ahead and make-
lantern.
Yeah, if you want to use a
Perception
lantern
checks?
to begin to perception, or this would be investigation to look around.
Investigation?
Holy shit.
Do you roll single digits too?
I'm actually going to stay on the deck of
Sure.
the ship. Just with the
Yeah, probably
knowledge
best,
that
just 'cause
I'm
it's-
not going to be helpful down there.
No,
Any sharp
it's-
corners and you're going to be doomed.
There's a cart to contend
it's a whole
with.
thing.
It makes more sense.
Did you leave the cart on the dock?
The cart, I turned around so that it's ready
Facing-
to roll back out the direction
For sure,
we came.
for sure, for sure.
But then I disconnected from it.
Yeah,
and
and then you just
on the
up
deck.
on the deck. So.
Keep,
Okay,
keep an eyes out.
8.
18.
18.
Fat 4.
4. What is
16.
Zook, what are you doing?
Combined, this is 30 though.
We're still looking for light, right?
Do you want to use a light source?
Yeah. I have.
I'm just going to cast Firebolt real
Yeah.
quick.
Can I cast Firebolt on like a torch or something?
No.
No? Okay. Never mind.
Firebolt is a spell. I would say very easily you do have a lantern of some kind. That's not gonna.
There's, like,
That's
probably
not out of
some
the
on the
realm
wall.
of. There's not. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But you could use
think
Firebolt
there's-
to light a
you know,
lantern if you'd like.
They got the
Yeah.
ones on the hinges where no matter how the ship rocks, it just like
Yeah.
you
So
know.
you've
yeah,
got.
just grab one,
So you've got a lantern. Wyatt, you're using a lantern as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Samesies.
yeah. So there's lights all around. And taking a look around, you can see that it takes you 15, 20 minutes of looking around before, Connie, you finally do discover there looks to be about 4 barrels that are set kind of off into one of the corners, and all 4 of them have a kind of like a haphazardly painted X across the top of them, like on the top of the barrel.
Is there a hand truck? Any hand trucks down here for moving things around?
Nope.
I grab one.
Make a strength check.
You grab a barrel.
Oh my god. 8. What?
Yeah, it's too heavy for you, man.
Eat that D20.
Can I make another strength check?
Roll on the
Can I
tray.
assist him?
Use
I
the
know we're
tray.
both small, but we'll try.
Sure.
What was that?
Looks single digits.
4, 3. Even worse.
What's happening right now?
Get
Okay.
ready a dice.
Right here.
So
Even that one was bad. That wasn't even your roll.
You're worse than my
So,
12-year-old
it
dog.
is-
You can't follow the-
Nell and Arthur begin to struggle to drag one of the barrels towards the steps where there is some sort of a ramp system to heave it up.
Yeah. Roll the barrel.
But it looks like most of the cargo would be pulled from the top would be opened up and you could go
Drop
down
it
into
down.
drop down into it. But but you can wheel it towards the stairs and begin to attempt to push it up. But it is not it's not going great. So who else is grabbing a barrel?
Oh, Connie's gonna
Make a strength
try.
check.
As they're starting to move things around
Sure.
underneath, I'm keeping a good eye out on the.
Make a
docks
perception
to see
check.
this. Yeah. Would love to.
Did you say strength?
Yeah,
How heavy are they?
17.
17. Yeah, they're not terribly heavy. But it,
They aren't. You could have fooled me.
What a jackass.
yeah, no, it's
I'm smarter and I roll it.
yeah, it's not necessarily a thing about how strong you are. It's just being able to handle the weight of these things. They are dense.
It's a girth.
It's
Yeah.
almost like they're.
It's unwieldy.
It feels
Yeah.
as though they're filled
We've
with
got
some sort of
tiny
a
arms.
liquid. They're heavier than they should be.
Oh, I hate that. So the weight, the
It
weight is
sloshes
always
around.
shifting. Yeah.
But here's the thing: there is no sound of liquid, but it definitely shifts as you're moving it.
Oh,
So,
cool. We're transporting gelatinous cubes.
Anyhow,
Does
so
that
you
sound
bring
like
you can
gunpowder?
help. So that's 2. We'll say 3 barrels are now brought to the stairs and can be put up. Your perception check.
A 14.
14.
13.
Is that they're farting?
You do not see anything out and about.
Can I make a perception check to listen to what might be, if there's a sound coming from the barrel that I might
Yeah,
recognize?
yeah. Make a perception check.
It's me, Wyatt. It's your mother.
That's your grandma. In here with a bunch of minotaurs.
That's gonna be a 22.
22. Doesn't sound like anything you recognize. All right. So, getting the 3 barrels to the steps is an arduous process, and another probably 20 minutes pass with sweating and heaving. You can get all 3, and then the 4th barrel eventually does come up. It takes a long time to get them up there, based on just kind of the kind of the craziness of getting them up. But all 4 barrels are up on the top dock, ready to be.
The two ships we're interested in.
Yes.
Were we made to believe that all of our interesting things were on one of those ships, or they were split between the 2?
You were not given that information. You were just told there were 2 ships you needed stuff from.
Perfect.
And from what Connie could find, these were the 4 barrels he could find on this ship.
Are the
No crates, though.
No crates that he
are
could
the
find.
2 ships we're interested in adjacent to one another?
The Fidelity is just to the other side now.
Is it a sort of is the dock between the 2? Does it provide access to both, or is it a separate dock that we would have to go around the Fidelity?
You would just have to come down the gangplank and then just kind of back to the
We'd have to go back
mainland.
towards the shore.
It's not too terribly far.
But it's not like we could pile them both on the decks of the 2 adjacent ships and then pile them all at
meet
once.
in the middle.
Yeah.
Meet in the middle.
Absolutely, you could. There is definitely a dock in between the 2.
Oh, that's perfect. Let's do it that way
Also,
then.
in Fantasyland, there's a gangplank on both the port and the starport.
That was my.
Yeah.
So they actually just have a port and a other port.
So both sides can be accessed. Both sides of the ship can be
Sure.
accessed. Is
So-
what it is.
so if
yeah, they're
we-
not pulled up alongside. They're pulled in long ways. So
Okay.
both sides can be accessed from either side. So
Okay, so if we left them here on
Mm-hmm.
the deck of the ship and then gained access to the other ship, we could theoretically make the whole move of all of the cargo into the cart all at once. And
That's
then
so
Sounds like a good
clever.
idea. Sounds great.
okay. As a note, the other ship is. There are currently individuals working on the other ship.
We're so stealthy, though.
So just so you guys are aware, as you head to that one.
How many
there's-
individuals?
At this point, there looks to be about 5, 6 individuals, kind of moving. Some on the dock, some on the boat. It kind of mixes. There's not
Before we move over to the other boat, maybe it would be wise to put these barrels on that cart.
I think at
Just so
least
we
having
got
them on the cart
something.
is a good idea.
Certainly, just not having to move the cart in between the two.
Right. And then just be ready to go. You know, be ready to throw that belt on and get out of here.
If we're going to load the cart, I assumed I would stay with the cart from here on out.
That's what I said.
Okay. All right.
I'll try to grab a barrel off the
Sure.
deck and take one or two down with me and load them up and then.
Make a general dexterity check for me.
This is dexterous and not strong, you'd say.
You can argue strength if you want. I'm just saying like a four-legged creature with a front-loaded barrel is just going to be kind of...
It's a 15.
That's fine.
dexterity
Yeah,
check.
that's fine. It's not... It didn't need... Not a high DC. Yeah, you're able to navigate kind of the rocking of the ship and the large barrel and your ability to head down. But you can start to...
Hold on.
Are you trying to throw me into the ocean?
No. No, I just...
You can start-
I feel like some flavor needs to happen. Real quick. There were 4 barrels, right?
Yes.
Connie, still quietly, wants to, barrel walk his barrel down the gangplank.
Of course.
That's a medicine
Okay,
check.
so that's not going to happen.
No, you can. I'm just trying to figure
Why
out
would you
how
want
you
to?
would...
By God.
I'm trying to quantify how you would do this quietly.
Pass without trace.
Oh, that's right, magic. Yeah, that works.
There's
Yeah,
a
we
right.
live in a...
15 or so minutes to
there's-
pass without trace.
Yeah. There is a...
How long does it
There's
last?
this
An
racial
hour.
trait. He's
okay.
got a racial trait that's just kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's in intuitive motion when you make a dexterity or acrobatics check or any ability check to or any ability check to operate or maintain a land vehicle. You can roll a d4 and add that number to the ability
Is that a
check.
vehicle?
No. It's
The argument
or,
being that a barrel is a vehicle.
Or to operate
No,
a
no, no.
vehicle.
The ship
It's
is
either
the
or.
vehicle.
a check to operate a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's
either an ability...
Those are
Or
two different
maintain.
things.
Two different
It's
things,
A
yeah.
dexterity check or any
Or.
ability. They're two
Alright.
different things.
Any ability
It took
check
3
to
sessions, but
operate
we
or
got there.
maintain a
I'm not going to make you roll for it. I'm just going to say it works because
What?
you'll find out why. All right, so you guys get those
I
barrels.
don't like that. Roll for it, Drew.
Absolutely horrifying.
It's like, well, I wanted to have some fun before your character died 3 episodes in. So.
That's
All right, so you guys make your
long
way
as the rabbit
to
lives, we're
the
good.
Fidelity. Are you just going on board? What is the plan of action here?
So we've loaded up from the...
Yes, so the cart is now being occupied by Kestis with 4 barrels. Who is going onto the Fidelity?
It,
1, 2, 3
Just
of
in case there's
you.
a door to unlock.
Yeah, and I will. I can lead the party.
Okay.
And kind of.
What is Nell and Wyatt doing?
I think I will go with them.
Okay, so 4 of you are going
Wyatt?
onto the ship. Wyatt, what are you doing?
Would you be able to stay with Kestis and look out with him?
Yeah, I could probably do that.
Sure.
Can you see?
he can
Yeah, I could see.
ride
Alright, just
shotgun
checking.
on the sideboard.
No,
Right,
this is
yeah.
a rifle.
Ride rifle on the sideboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Alright.
making your way onto the dock of the Fidelity, you can see there look to be about, at this point, 3 workers on this. These do not look like dock workers. These appear to be, ship hands, kind of wearing eccentric, kind of like mismatch of clothing. Definitely weather-beaten
Lots of
faces.
pastels.
But definitely, they look like they know the ship pretty well. And as
They know
you
their
all,
ship.
As you all walk up onto the ship, you see all of them kind of turn and see you before one of them's like, "What's this now?"
Oh, we're supposed to be here.
We've been hired to offload this cargo.
Yeah, we're getting some crates with X's on them.
Christ, you got we got a paper.
Let me check. I'm gonna try to suggest him again.
Okay.
This guy, and just be like, yeah, you feel compelled to let us go. It seems like you should just probably take us right to it.
He fails. He goes, Oh, yeah, right, no problem. The other two go, Garrett, what the f*** are you doing? And they both look at you and go,
Language boys.
We have a long history.
they immediately reach for clubs at their sides. You
That's-
guys are going to have to roll
No,
initiative.
whoa! Don't get a second to say. I literally for like the last. Hey,
Wait, could I
I'm
not
gonna-
even persuade
don't-
them or anything?
No, you cast magic on one of them, the other two saw it. So
What?
Oh, it's visible?
What you guys
it's,
don't like magic?
it's a spell, yeah. All right, I'll give you before
That's
I will
bullshit.
say
Respectfully.
what?
Nothing.
Wow.
I concur.
Like a fight.
I will.
Respect bully.
Louise.
So, Arthur, I will go ahead and give you a chance to react because I will say that you are good at recognizing hostility.
Yeah, so I just am going to like before they try to intimidate us,
Sure.
I'm going to try to intimidate them.
Okay.
Say you should probably follow the lead of your buddy here.
Make an intimidation check.
Hey, it worked a little better. 21.
Okay. Both of them reach for their batons. You tell them not to, and they both look at each other and look back at you before just kind of slowly just putting their hands up.
Cool. And now they're just gonna follow him down the stairs.
Yeah. Garrett turns around and begins to walk down the steps into the ship.
Okay.
As that is going on, Kestis or Wyatt, go ahead and make a perception check while you're down there.
Why? But can they both do?
Sure. If they want to.
Ooh.
I could do that.
22.
22.
Perception.
Yep.
That's gonna be
Smirk. There's a smirk on his face.
No, he's just adding. Don't.
no, that will be 22.
22 again? All right. Well, both of you are able to notice gathering at the warehouse that is directly in front of you, probably about 200 feet or so off of the docks. You can see what looks to be a well-dressed individual kind of like throwing a jacket on and speaking to somebody who is gesturing wildly at the ship that your friends are on. So, moving into the dock, into the ship
Knock 'em
itself.
Well, I got an idea.
Oh, I'm all ears. Sorry, that's not. I didn't mean any.
More like
What? I'm happy to listen.
most.
Well, I mean, well,
Not all anything.
I think maybe a distraction might be in order at this point.
If you've got a distraction ready to go, I don't think it would upset anyone.
Yeah, sure, all right.
So I'm gonna walk down a little ways onto this ship. I'm gonna pull out my flask of oil.
I'm sorry, what? You're
Flask.
going to...
I'm gonna walk just a little bit further down the ship to where I'm by some like crates.
To the ship that they're on currently?
Or the dock.
No, just the one where we're at.
You're on
the dock.
On the dock. Just walk to the dock.
Down
Okay, you're walking down the dock.
towards wall.
Just to. Is there any sort of like crates or anything like that?
Yeah, there's stuff all over the place.
Okay, so I'm just gonna walk up to some crates
I cast a long strider on myself.
and I'm gonna put some oil
Uh-huh.
down on this crate, and then I'm gonna throw my lantern on it.
Yep.
I'll add arson to the list of charges.
Make sure to say stealthily because you forget that one word. You're
Hey, fella!
Sure, stealthily.
Go ahead and make
Little
yourself...
bunny.
Go ahead and,
And
make
then
yourself
I'll walk back over to him, and then just start yelling, "Fire! Fire! Fire! Let it fire!"
All right, go ahead and make
Oh, he's getting a little crazy.
You know, like a horse gets nervous,
go ahead and make a
It's
stealth
just
check
like-
for me.
stamping on the dock.
You have that plus
Trying to get
6
away.
thing or whatever, just in case.
Yeah, he has inspiration
Yeah,
and pass without a trace. I think, right? Is that still going on?
It is, but I think he doesn't get
It's a
to
19?
use it if he's screaming.
So... Just a straight 19?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. So you throw the lantern, start the fire, immediately bursts into flames. You run back to Kestis and start shouting fire. Kestis, are you going anywhere? You just standing there.
I'm doing the sort of horse in a burning barn thing where it's like not sure where to go and stamping around on the dock quite a bit.
Okay.
Hitched to a rather heavy cart, and also knowing that our friends are on a ship still, and I'm supposed to be their way out.
So we'll get to all of that in a second. We're going to swing back into the dock, into the ship itself. In this ship, you guys can find Garrett leads you down to the cargo hold, and he produces looks to be about 3 foot by 2 foot crates with a black X stamped on the top of them.
All right, guys, why don't you take them downstairs for us?
We'll do that. I mean, do we want Garrett to help us load them?
That's what I mean, these guys.
All right.
Why don't you have these nice boys, load up our car for us?
Just one.
All right, Garrett.
What?
Chop,
One
chop.
boy?
The other 2 did not. They just stood back and let you guys go.
I thought they
And then
came
they
with
alerted
Garrett.
the dude. No.
No, they stayed on the dock and they just...
We were made before we ever got on the first ship. This is just the consequences of our actions coming back to
Well.
But Garrett can definitely be like, sure. And he just starts helping drag them. These are relatively lighter. They seem to be more kind of like
Could I get like
cushioned.
2 stacked up on each other?
Oh yeah, they're much
I'm
lighter.
gonna take 2.
Yeah,
Under suggestion.
yeah, 8 hours.
Oh,
All right, so he actually no. Once he does the task you asked of him, which was show me the take us to the crates, the spell ends.
No, I thought it was take us to the crates and help us load it in the cart and
I
create a
don't think
diversion
she said
in the
that.
opposite direction.
I'm pretty sure.
and fight with
The
us.
Dockmaster knows that we're okay.
Fight alongside
And
us.
put this fire out.
So
And love one of us. I'm not telling you which one. Just pick one. Pick
I
one to
will
love.
in the
nitpick
water.
here. You guys have dug yourself.
Excuses for us to your superiors.
I won't. You guys have dug yourself a big enough hole. I won't nitpick here. So yeah, he pulls. He helps pull the.
Let's pretend I know how to play this character and
Sure.
I know these spells
Pulls
right
them
now,
up
okay?
onto the top dock for you. As you guys are coming up to the top dock, we're gonna swing back to these 2 down here. You have now shouted fire. Now there is a fire burning. Now people are noticing. Kestis, go ahead and make one more perception check for me.
Of nothing more. 21.
21. You now see what looks to be about 15 to 20 dock hands and this well-dressed man now moving towards the ship.
How many got here?
15 to 20.
15 to 20 dock hands and this well-dressed man
I'm
now
gonna,
moving
I'm
to
gonna
the
start
ship.
moving in that direction.
Save yourselves. You can start the next party without us.
But now that people are
Yeah,
walking that way,
they're
it's
coming to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna start moving towards them, like
Yeah.
leading them in that direction.
Sure.
I'll talk.
Sure.
Not running at them, but
Sure.
but moving in that direction and
Just a horseman
just-
that knows what he's doing.
allowing myself to look just as panicked as I am in this moment.
Sure. You can approach him with Wyatt on the back of your... I'm assuming you're still on the cart, Wyatt? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you 2 make your way towards this crowd, and as you do, you see the well-dressed man points directly at you and goes, "Stop them right there!" And the dock hands begin to now not dash towards you, but move towards you with purpose to attempt to
What's the
head you off.
What's the distance between?
Probably about
him
80 feet
and
or so.
myself? So I'm gonna keep that move. If they're not running at me, I'm gonna keep my moving forward
Yeah.
in that direction.
Yeah.
And try to get to about 30 feet from
Sure.
from the dockmaster.
Easy enough to do.
I'm gonna say, "Sir, I can't believe you don't remember me," and I'm gonna cast Charm Person on him.
Okay.
Yep. That happened.
What is the DC?
A million D.
13.
Oh god, I hate being level 3.
Wisdom save of 13.
That is not going to work.
Cast
He's
it
going.
again.
He's going to succeed.
Yeah, burn it again.
He stops momentarily and goes, "Remember you? I don't. No, you." And he starts shouting thieves. At this point, as you guys come up to the top of the dock,
Hey, wait, what do you mean, thieves?
Uh,
There's a fire burning your place down over there. I'm trying to get you all to stop it so we all don't burn to death.
So you turn around to look at the fire,
Lord.
and there's already about 4 or 5 individuals that are now over there smothering it.
But it's billowing. They're billowing it, not smothering it, and it's growing.
Uh-oh, tricked him.
Smothering the fire.
Got him!
God, we know how fireworks
It
are
was
made out.
like those
They're so
candles that
stupid.
don't
They look
blow out,
so
the
goofy.
The trick candles.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know it was trick oil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
That's
were
on me.
using blankets
said
made
that,
out
we
of
said
dryer
that.
sheets.
We said that with
Oh
oil.
my
you
gosh.
You can't put
I
out an
forgot
oil
that
fire
that
with
is
like
how-
water.
Yeah.
He did say oil.
Oil.
That is how.
They have no idea what they're doing.
I have no
Do
idea.
they have
Intelligence
salt?
checks.
Do they have salt? Can they smother it? No, it's just
What
gonna-
was 3E Safety's meeting about this month? Was it about fire
No, it's
prevention?
about lockout tagout.
Then clearly they don't know what to do.
Lockout.
That is what
Tagout
happened to
sounds
me
like
when
a
I did
game
lockout
that you
tagout
guys
meetings. I was
play.
like, I don't know what's up with fire anymore. So all I knew was about
I just know how to
tagout.
safely shut down
What's this
machines.
supposed to
I
be
don't know.
about? That's the only safety I care about.
Is the
Ladders.
fire locked out and tagged out? I
can
can't
do
tell.
One safe thing at a time.
What's lockout
Oh,
tagout?
do
That's how
one
you
safe thing at a
responsibly
time.
shut a machine down for maintenance.
This machine
And it's a
shop
federal
window.
crime if you remove that lockout tag out.
Motherfucker!
Don't tamper.
Yeah, they get really serious.
They do.
How many locks can you have?
As many as the people
I don't know
working
what
on
you're
it.
talking about.
Okay, so
You've never had to lock out the espresso
It's
machine?
OSHA, baby.
here's what's gonna happen.
Before we get in there.
Unless anyone attempts any sort of restraint, you are going to be accosted.
What do you mean? Any type of restraint?
So you guys are coming up to the top of the dock, and you can see there is a man pointing at you all, shouting "thieves." He's got about 15 to 20 guys with him. Several of them are now making a move to stop Kestis.
Is he within 60 feet of me?
No.
There
No,
is-
you know what? We'll go ahead and do that. Just
I'm going
for
to go
the-
ahead and cast command, because he's on the dock, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to command him to jump.
Like off the dock?
Yeah, but you can only say
What's
one
the DC?
word. Just roll the dice on it. 12. 12. It's 12.
It's a 12. It's 11 plus 1.
If it meets, it does not beat, so that's fine. He jumps
Does
into the water.
meet and it.
How wide is the dock we're standing on?
You guys you're on the, I guess you would call it the wharf. You have moved off of the dock. And you are
Sounds
now
like
on
we
the,
just need to run onto the cart and...
It sounds
Well,
like
you,
all need
but
to-
here's the thing. They are 60 feet away from you guys
Are there
from the boat.
Are there people between me and them? Me and my companions? on
Yeah,
the
I'm
ship?
getting
If
twisted
turn,
with the
if you were to
logistics
turn
of everything
around,
else.
there would be a couple people just off to the side, but it's a straight shot back towards the boat.
So
Can we
with people
steal
advanced,
this
I'm just
boat?
gonna just sort of try to gently back up.
If you start backpedaling, they're going to try to grab you.
So, I...
Hey,
Sure
I got an idea. All right?
Is it gonna be the same as your last idea? Because I'm not sure that's worked out. so
No,
far.
it's gonna be a little bit different.
Okay, sure. You might as well try something.
All right, you ready to run?
This is the first thing I've agreed with all day. For
All right, here we go. I slap him on his butt, and then we're gonna start running towards him.
That was your idea.
Just wait.
Do you start running?
Your rump has been slapped.
I
Yeah, that makes me
you
start
feel-
running.
I rear back onto the back two legs.
Roll something to see if you can withstand your horsey instinct to run.
I am not gonna make him do that. That is highly insensitive for his race.
We don't know that. He's not in touch with his race.
Your primal urge to gallop.
I just want to run.
All right.
Not gonna do that.
Oh no, his father was a show pony. So he just goes into dressage.
What I
Straight.
do is as I start the back up just to
Yep.
get a few extra feet towards my friends,
Yep.
and as the earliest of these 15 to 20 yahoos are within reaching distance of me,
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Nice.
It's gonna be a
There-
Constitution.
There are
save
4 of them.
of 13.
Constitution save.
Yes.
Well, wait. Before he does that, I'm gonna throw out a bag of ball bearings. There's 1,000 ball bearings.
For him to run. He's trying to escape. Oh,
I'm gonna throw them this way, out,
Yeah, like back behind him.
so that
right?
maybe when he catches little thunder wave, it slides him back a little
Ricochets
further.
some
Aren't
ball
we
bearings.
behind him?
I like
That is a
We're on the
fail
ship.
on all of their accounts. I just did a general roll. They rolled a
Ooh, I
6,
like
so
that.
they all failed. So
they're
go ahead
gonna-
and roll your damage.
They're going to take 11 points of damage, and they're all going to be pushed 10 feet away.
You
Maybe
send
more because of the ball
shockwave,
bearing.
as your feet
And ball bearings go.
As your feet hit the ground, you send the shockwave boom out. They stumble back. One of them, 2 of them, stumble back and both hit their heads and stop moving.
I have to run. I hit the ground and
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because there are now ball bearings on the ground.
No,
And then-
I said I did this, not in front. I did this.
into the water.
No, the dock is wide. I went
you're
like
on
this.
the main dock.
Imagine your head
make
is right
it
here.
worse.
I'm envisioning myself on your back.
Nope.
All right,
That's
and I go
definitively
each side of
not
your
where you
neck.
are.
I'm going ball bearings.
What?
So that the people coming, they hit the
seven.
ball bearings, but it still leaves you a path down the middle.
fall prone.
So just run straight.
Let
And
me
are
check one. Just nope.
ahead.
I'm just fast. That's all I am is fast.
you
I'm
are
very fast.
immediately grappled by about 6 of them.
Shoot,
Wyatt, if you have any other ideas, now would be the time.
shoot him in the head. That's what you do when this happens. To
Wyatt?
Laura.
How are they grappling people with ball bearings all over?
Yeah. Did they make a dexterity saving throw?
I feel like nobody's holding anybody
doing-
with
they're
ball
doing fine.
bearings on the ground.
Yeah, they're doing fine. Wyatt, they're about to grapple you unless you like to do something. It's going to be you can either contest the grapple or you can try to do something
Slap
before
fight.
they grab you.
Just start throwing your feet and arms out wildly.
Oh, that's what rabbits do. Like if you get a hold of them, they're
Just
like,
stop
pop, 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 pop.
Wait, in front of you or
yeah.
outside of you?
Do a rabbit thing.
That's an important point.
Drew, I like that the animals in this group, you are just resorting to their animalistic instincts and they're no longer people.
That's
they're
what
no
we did
longer
with the
humanoid.
lizards.
It's the biggest thing
We
that
caught
they
a rabbit
have
and a turtle
going
and
for
a
them.
horse.
It's like, they're not a lame human.
Yeah.
They're an animal person.
But I mean, we're about to all die anyway. This is a little
mean-
earlier than I anticipated, but it's happening. Your dad, your family will get you out of jail.
I
You're
can't
not
believe
even
you
gonna
said
get caught.
15
He
to
didn't get
20
caught.
of them.
Oh, yeah.
That's such a large number of dock workers.
Darkness, pass without trace, misty step. Come on.
If I can stand up, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to be gone.
Wrist pocket. I can make
What?
coins disappear
What?
into my pocket.
Wyatt, anything?
I'm fine.
For an idea.
I'm gonna.
The ball bearings were my deal there, bud.
Okay. Then they are going to make a.
To have another one.
It's going to be a contested strength check to grab you. So go ahead and make a strength check, and I will tell you what they roll, and you have to beat them.
Oh no, you're being accosted.
That is a nat 20.
Plus,
He has a -1, so even in the best case scenario.
Yeah.
What about
Just-
his plus 6?
I guess I'm grappled.
Wait, do you
Okay.
have inspiration?
Yes, I do have inspiration.
So
still.
roll, we'll pray high, and then the d6, maybe?
Is a
That's a 19 minus 2.
No, -1. Only
minus
-1.
1. So that's
So
So
18
so
plus.
roll a d6.
Bardic
it
inspiration.
is a 22 total.
Okay, so we
So
can still do this.
Roll a 5 or a 6.
5 or 6, easy
Problem
money,
solved.
easy money.
you could roll 4 if it meets a beat.
Son of a gun.
So they grab you. You are now grappled by them as well. So now Kestis and Wyatt are grappled. As this is happening,
Do I get to do anything since I'm
Steal
grappled?
the ship and leave.
I gave you a chance to do something.
No, I'm saying now that I'm grappled.
Ball bearings
What are you
under a
trying to
horse.
do?
Okay,
Your
so
getaway horse. Slash the tires on the getaway car. They'll never see that coming.
Hang on, I want to see what's going on here.
how did he grapple me? I mean, I'm probably facing him, right? I'm not showing
have
my
you ever
back.
seen an officer grapple someone?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, but usually, I mean, I'm
So-
not intentionally trying to give him my back.
Okay, so
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I was
So,
gonna say,
like,
some
am I
some
just
cops
like
are
this?
taking jujitsu to.
Am I
gonna
just
take-
like this facing
you're
this
going
man?
to take
Oh boy.
7 points of bludgeoning damage as both of them beat the shit out of you and throw you to the ground.
Rude. How far away is the?
So now you are on, and because they beat your grapple check, they have thrown you to the ground and are now pinning you down on the ground.
How far?
Working on standing
away
up.
is
Like,
the fancy
just beat me.
man?
Oh my lord!
I'm just working on standing up at this point, and we could really use some help.
Yeah, they're now attempting to tie you down.
Yeah.
I
got horse legs. I'm kicking with horse legs.
But more are about to get again.
That's why I'm trying to get up now.
Sure. So we're gonna swing now to the ship, where you all come up onto the top of the ship. Now see this going on. There are 3 individuals on top of the ship now here who the individual is called Thieves. You watch as Kestis and Wyatt get tackled and maybe kill someone. It's hard to tell from here. And there are 4 individuals who are putting out a fire just below the ship who are now running up the dock, and these 3 pull out batons in a threatening manner. Is there something you are going to do in this moment?
How far away is the fancy man, the guy in charge, the guy who's...
So, you cast command at 60 feet, so we're going to say about 60 feet.
About 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Connie's going to, seeing this absolute shit show, he is going to run forward of like 15 feet or something like that, and then Misty Step directly like 2 feet in front of
Like through his body.
the guy.
Evaporate.
Just up here.
So you have to run 30 feet, because Misty is 30, so 25 feet and then 30 feet.
So good math there, Kyle. That's the important part of it.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to sprint longer, if you're going to move almost your full movement, the guys on the dock are going to try to stop you. Because this has turned into catch the thieves.
Oh,
that's interesting. How are they going to do that in a campaign where we said no opportunity attacks?
That's fun.
Right. It's not that they're using an opportunity attack. It's based on the scenario. If he's going to start running...
We need some turns.
I like it.
We need this to be happening in turns.
I mean, I was going to say initiative, but we can do initiative. Are you trying to fight?
No.
Okay. Then I won't do initiative.
Okay.
I will say based on your speed, because you are probably faster than them. What is your movement speed?
45.
Then yes, you are definitely faster. I shouldn't have to ask that. It's going to be implied most of the time. You can move 25 feet, Misty Step, appear just in front of this individual who is now like turning to one of turning to one of the dock hands and goes, "And where the hell is the box guard? What the?" As you appear right in front of him.
So Connie's going to appear in front of this guy and just very casually say, "Hey, I'm sorry, but it looks like there's been some kind of misunderstanding, and I'm sure we can work this out peaceably. Why don't you call off your guys, and I'll have mine stand down, and we'll see if we can't work something out."
"I don't believe you understand what position you're in, sir. I've caught you red-handed on my ships stealing my cargo. What
Connie's
possibly
gonna
could
just,
you..."
like, part his hair on the side of his head and reveal half of his family's tattoo, just showing, and be like, "No, I think you didn't. I think you've misunderstood the situation, and I suggest you take another think."
Okay. Make an intimidation check at advantage.
Oh, you're already giving me an That's sick.
Drew's fingerless gloves are really badass.
They do.
I think he has circulation in those.
They're blue.
He should have bought copper fits. They would have worked for him. On
Would have been nice,
levels.
yeah.
Right to jail.
Just wait. You're getting there.
And you gave me none of that's
Just
fighting.
advantage for fighting.
23.
23.
Oh, I didn't add my. I think I have minus 22. I didn't have my minus.
The well-dressed man looks... He takes a step back once you show the tattoo. Looks at everything going on and kind of like seems to gather himself and goes, "No, I don't think I understand you. And frankly, you are greatly outnumbered at this point. So, it would behoove you to turn you and your friends in before I call the full weight of the Vox Guard."
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Wait, am I here?
You're on the dock. Or you're on the ship. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're on the ship with them.
This is on the ship?
Yeah,
Nope,
you're with
this is
them.
on the dock.
Oh.
He ran out and misty stepped.
Oh.
So
Right.
Well,
Yeah, might as well. How far away? We saying 30 feet?
60 feet.
God damn it.
well, I suppose the next move is yours. I hope you make the right one.
I believe I will. And he snaps his fingers, and the dock hands descend upon. Unless there's a fight.
Is there any hiding?
No.
I'm not interested in getting arrested. I'm at least going to try to get up and run.
Make a strength check, but use against theirs. I'll roll first and tell you what you need to beat. That's another nat 20 for a total of 26.
What's the point?
26.
There's
Why are
six.
we even rolling tonight, man? Calvin's on God mode, and
Hang on. So that's a natural 17, which makes for a total of 20. And I'm going to go ahead and use a knack for it D6.
Okay.
I'm at 20 right now.
Yep.
I'm at 25. I'm going to go ahead and use the second one
Okay.
for a total of 31.
So you begin to struggle to get up. You break free. There's a moment now.
And
What are you doing?
You're
as
standing
soon
on
as
ball bearings.
that moment is happening, I'm going to activate my gift from Nell with my long strider already going.
Yep.
I have a 60-foot movement speed, and I'm getting the hell out of here.
You're just leaving.
I'm just going to try to run.
That's what we talked about.
Okay.
That's what
You-
Mr. Grimm told me to do.
You run.
Goodbye.
And everyone watches as Kestis breaks free of his and sprints into the night, being chased by a few of them, but
That's what he sounds like.
definitely not going to be caught.
And I'm dragging this cargo away with me and exiting the docks,
Uh huh.
well overshooting the safe house that we've set up. And
Yep.
by the time the long strider has worn off, and I've sort of automatically slowed down and looking around and not thinking that anyone is seeing me, I'm going to wild shape into just a horse, a full size riding horse, and start trying to get the stuff back where it belongs.
Okay. So are you heading to the inn, or are you heading back to the Anthonium?
To
Do you have the cart?
right.
It's up to you.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
I would.
check
Yeah,
the
I would say yeah. You still have the cart. They didn't get a chance to take it off you yet.
At a normal pace, how long would I expect it to get for me to get back to the
Hours.
the library? I'm gonna start moving that way, but I'm going to because I'm an urchin. I am what's it called? It's called my city secrets, and I know the secret patterns and flow to cities and can find passages through the urban sprawl that others would miss.
Of course.
I'm gonna try to take back channels and alleyways and,
Easy
and,
enough
and
to
stay
do.
out of sight.
Not hard
between
to do
here
at all.
and where I'm going. And I'm just gonna go because that's what Mr. Grimm told me to do.
All right. You make your way deep into the city alone. The rest of you are, again, unless there is an objection, you are quickly apprehended by these dock workers, bound up as best as possible. Just double checking. Nobody's going to try to.
Oh no! If
We can't
someone
do shit,
If someone
like-
moves on Connie,
They're all moving on you. 15 dock workers are going to move on the rest of you as
We're
he
on-
sprints off.
So the three of
You
us
guys
still
are up on the ship.
Is there a way I can jump over the railing?
You can try.
Well,
It's going to be a contested strength check because they're going to try to grab you.
better than literally nothing. Natural 20.
Finally.
I can breathe underwater for an hour. So.
They rolled
There you go.
roll a 4, so they can't grab you.
23.
23.
See,
All right, so you
I'll
can
try to
break
jump
away.
too.
Contested strength check.
Oh, I hope I can do it. I can't. It's a 9.
That is a 14 for them, so they grab you.
Yeah, I tried to do it too.
Zoop. It's a 19.
Nope.
They grab you as well.
Well, hold on.
Connie, you are the last one.
Huh?
You're the last one who's not. Yeah, everyone else has been grabbed at this point.
Wait. Chrono shift.
Chronal shift?
That means you have to reroll.
14.
Yes. I got 15.
Oh, okay. So you break free, run to the edge of the ship, and jump out as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Connie is going to just basically make a run for it. Just,
Okay.
Aladdin style.
Get a, punch this dude in the face or whatever.
Or where?
When he, no, in the face.
Wherever.
And, yeah. shove past him and take off running.
Make a contested strength check. You have to beat a 17.
I didn't.
It's wild.
But I have.
I'm rolling better than I have in a while, so.
I was cocked. You saw that was cocked. Not great. 16.
16. You are grappled.
Sick.
The 1, 2, 3 of you that are grappled.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are immediately bound and taken away. You suffer 6 points of bludgeoning damage in this process, as they are.
And I'm going to remember that.
Of course you are.
Remember it for me,
Being
too.
that I was already bound and took the 7, does it mean I'm taking more?
You are taking the additional, yes.
They're accosting the crap.
They. Listen.
I'm already bound. What's the point?
You would. That's a great question. Still applies.
Matt, I love that you've been doing this for how long and you still argue about this kind of thing.
I'm excited to see where this goes. Keep going.
Yeah. Oh, you're dead. Oh, you were dead.
Spit on him.
That was
Spit on him. Do the
It was
thing.
a really neat character you
So,
created.
the 3 of you who are bound are taken quickly to, well, quickly-ish, to a patrol of Voxguard, who, after the rich man relays his story, are gathered up, manacled properly by the Voxguard, and taken swiftly back to the Voxguard headquarters, where you spend the evening in a cell for attempted thievery and arson. Those who did not get caught, you can make your way back to wherever it is you want to go. Zook, where do you go?
Probably back to the inn.
River's Rest?
Yeah.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Arthur, where do you go?
At this point, probably just going to lay low.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to No, it'd be further away to get to the outskirts of town since I'm in the center of town.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the rendezvous point.
You're going to go back to River's Rest?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you run into Zook there at River's Rest. Do you guys stay there, or do you go somewhere else? Or you laying low at the rest for a couple days, or for
Probably
the evening?
I'd say for the night at least,
the evening,
probably get
yes.
a room.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
easy enough to do. You can get rooms, and you can rest.
Yep.
Kestis, you make your way back to the Amphitheum that late that evening, unless you want to stop and rest.
I'm gonna move straight there. It'll take a little longer to do things
Oh, of course.
the back
Yeah.
way, but
It is well into the evening by the time you get there.
not stopping.
You drop it off near kind of the back entrance of the place where like the stables and like the kind of the store, like sheds and whatnot would be of this place. You just leave them there as per your instructions. And
I grab the wheel of cheese and a loaf of bread.
Of course you do. Yep. And then you can make your way wherever you would like to go for the evening as well.
And I think I'm just gonna head home.
Back to the home. When you get back to the home, the gate to the stables is locked, so you have to spend the evening outside of the home, near it, but not in it.
I've one more wild shape for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wandering spider up into the upper room, assuming that the ma'am won't be there at this time of the evening.
Make a perception check for me.
Natural 1. The luck had to run out at some point. Because we've been so lucky so far.
So incredibly lucky, for sure.
Go ahead and roll one more time for me.
Interesting. What? Am I just rolling a d20? Is that a perception check again?
It's just a d20.
It's an 8.
Okay.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It's not another one
That's
again.
better than 1.
What's your perception?
Plus 5.
Okay. So you get into the house, and as you do, you hear the sounds of ma'am snoring loudly. And as you kind of crawl around the place, Lawrence hops in behind you, and then hops down onto a little desk where he knocks over a vase, and it falls to the ground and shatters.
Lawrence.
As you hear ma'am wake up and start shouting obscenities at whoever woke her up, you can see a lone figure comes out of a room, like looks down the hall, rushes over and grabs Lawrence and you, and rushes you back into the room and closes the door. And as that you hear ma'am tromping down the hall and like just shouting. But as the door is shut and you can see a little bit of light in here, you can see William is like setting both of you down and goes, "Hey there, Clifford, get this. Are you alright?"
I just
Wave
at
a
him
hand.
with one little
He waves.
spidery arm.
He goes, "Can you stay a spider all night?"
Just like you know how like a jumping spider.
Yeah, it just kinda
will-
does the
will
whole-
rotate with his whole body.
Yeah.
I just rotate with my whole body.
Right. Well, stay by the window until ma'am goes back to sleep, and then I'll run out and open the stable door for you, yeah?
And I just start crawling the direction.
Right. And so he waits for a couple... So you and William end up spending about an hour just kind of like... William is regaling you with no news, but news, as he regales you with the day, before he sets out and opens the stables for you, and then comes back and bids you goodnight, with you and Lawrence being able to get to bed, thanks to William's insomnia. So...
Thank the Lord for William.
William's night terrors that keeps.
Yeah, I mean, something like that.
What the hell did the frog do for us the whole time?
Honest, it's a huge disappointment that Lawrence wasn't more helpful during that heist.
You know?
I could
Could have
tossed
licked
him in the
somebody's
ocean.
eyeballs.
He could have
You could have made someone lick him and start tripping.
Oh, I didn't realize we could make Lawrence like a poison dart frog. That'd be crazy.
That was what I was thinking for this guy looking for some kind of.
Next time
knockout juice.
Rub some bullets on a frog.
next time there's an assassination attempt, if you just drop Lawrence into a champagne glass, you're good to go.
How do you use
File that
bullets
information
to
away?
deliver knockouts? Like really just got to graze the person, right?
When that
I mean, a
when
bullet
that,
will knock someone out.
when that-
You could shoot the ground in front of him.
Yeah, in
and if it's a
perpetuity.
gaseous thing, then it'll.
When that low roll happened, I was convinced that it was going to be, yeah, we found you a blunt projectile for a rifle. It's a bullet.
I considered it,
sharpened bullet.
but I also was like, I didn't want to do that, and then, as you've all seen, I didn't want to do that and go, oh, it was a bullet, and Matt go, you didn't tell me that! So, all due respect, but I was like, that's not going to work for me, so. No, just put you on a blacklist now. No big deal.
That's so.
We're not good at
So
being
I'm just
unnoticed.
not allowed to.
We'll see what happens.
things.
See what happens as time goes on. However, the evening passes restful for the most part for some of you. The following morning, the three of you who are imprisoned
Long rest, baby.
Yeah, you do get
Valid point.
You
We
look
get a long
great.
rest.
Smoke them if you got them, gang.
I am going to.
You look great. You got great.
I'm going to have
magics.
you
That's good.
roll. If you can roll above a 10, you can get a long rest. If not, it was not restful enough.
I think I suffer a point of exhaustion because that would be a natural 1.
You do suffer a point of exhaustion, and you do not get any benefits of a rest.
I rolled 19.
Then you do get a long rest.
I got a long rest.
You get a long rest.
Hilarious. This is like the kind of nights that make me not like playing D&D if I'm being
Yeah.
honest. Like, it's just not fun.
How many sick days do we have from the podcast?
Not enough. As you all come to consciousness the next day, the day goes by for the most part uneventful. I'm assuming everyone else is laying low for the most part of the day.
I deliver the bread and cheese to William to thank him.
He appreciates it. About I would say mid morning.
Good.
There is the sound of commotion in front of your cell, Connie, and you can see stepping up towards your cell is the short kind of footfalls of your mother.
Oh boy.
As she kind of like comes up to the bars and goes, Connie, what the vox are you doing in here?
Hey, Ma, calm down.
Don't calm down, Mommy. When I heard you were in jail, I couldn't sleep a wink
I
last
know
night.
it is an absolute travesty.
Come
that
here,
they would
come here.
put
Let
a
me see.
good
Are you
boy
okay?
Like
Come
me
here.
in jail.
Let me see.
You know
Are
I
you?
didn't do anything
Come here.
wrong.
Are you okay? Did they hurt you? Come here. And
No, Ma.
you lean in close to Mom.
Of course. Yeah. Ma.
Smack. Don't you ever do something
Ma.
like that. Come here. And she grabs you and like
Yeah,
pulls you
yeah,
into a
yeah.
little bit of a hug. She's like, what are you thinking? Stealing from...
Listen,
We'll
Ma,
talk about
where
this
did
la-
you
we'll
hear
talk about
kind
this
of-
la-
Wait, what?
we'll talk
See,
about this later.
Is the problem here. They're
We'll talk about this
accusing
later.
us of things that we didn't even do. They
I
don't even
ain't,
know
I
the
ain't accusing
story.
you of nothing. I know exactly what you're capable of. I told your uncle this is a bad idea for you to get involved, and we're not talking about this right now.
Ma,
we're not talking
shush,
about this right
shush, Ma, shush.
And she
Listen,
turns around
I think
to-
you better let me handle this or send Uncle Zoo here. I think you're a little too emotional.
I'm a little too
Incriminating
look,
Ethel.
Look at this. And she turns around and looks at the guard and goes, "Are we done here?" And the guard just kind of like, "Oh, yes, ma'am, we're done." Good. I'm taking my son and I'm leaving. Come on. And she marches out the whole time, just spouting, just disappointments.
Ma, we cannot leave without my friends. Listen,
What? What are you talking about?
my friends here, and they also got pinched. Wrongfully, I might add.
Do I look like I care about friends of yours that you were caught up in trouble in last night? No. I
Listen,
care about you. I
Ma,
care about getting you
Ma,
out of here.
You need to keep your mouth shut. I got this.
Clearly you don't got this. Listen, one day you're going to learn how to run this family proper. But until that day comes, you're going to let the grown-ups take care of this, all right?
Oh my good, Ma.
You proved last night you're not ready for it.
No, Ma, I proved last night that sometimes you get caught. Right?
Right.
But you don't have to stay caught. Now let me...
Were you thinking of escaping out of the prison?
No.
You thinking just walking out of here?
I figured I would show my innocence and the innocence of my friends that were wrongfully accused by a man who thinks he's a little higher than everyone else is.
Don't worry about the man. We're taking care of that. You're telling me you're innocent? You're telling me that you weren't on a ship stealing cargo for the little guild of yours?
Did you see any cargo? Did I get caught with any cargo? Was I on a ship when I was caught? None of that is true.
Was he
None of
high
that
on
can-
cargo?
Listen, Ma.
You gonna lie to your mother right now? To my face?
I'm not gonna lie to anyone's face.
Look at your mother and tell me that you didn't steal anything.
I did not steal anything. I may have appropriated objects from one place to another, but I did not leave. I've not been caught for stealing anything. Listen, I was wrongfully imprisoned. I tried to get this guy to see reason to discuss this.
By threatening him.
I asked to have a conversation that we need to talk about this somewhere else.
What, you think they're gonna arrest me in here? No, they respect the bravas in here, unlike some people.
Right. Okay, Ma, get my friends out.
All right. We're not talking about this anymore.
Get my friends out.
All right, fine.
Thank you.
She quickly pays off the guards who let you guys out, but not before your names and identities are documented. Yours is not.
Your
Connie.
fake name, though, right? You have your fake ID on you?
Yeah, Grell Grab.
So it's not like you just write down your name and like do a thumbprint. Both of you are like, you put your hand on a piece of paper after you sign a name, and as it does, that paper flashes with like a blue light, and your handprint is on it.
Fake hand. I always keep one up my sleeve. No.
There's a caricature artist that's drawing your guys' picture.
Something like that.
Quick.
I like to think Connie always keeps a dead person's hand in his wrist pocket at all times, so he can just be like, "Hurrah!"
Oh, it's just like Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Let me give you a hand.
Oh, that's mine. Can't have that one. No, so you two, Wyatt and Anel, you are officially booked as criminals in some form or fashion. So your renown is increased in the city when it comes to criminal activity.
2 stars. Go and write down 2 stars.
2 stars.
Connie,
We're gonna need to drag
Connie,
around
yours
the
is
mountains
not.
for a while.
Yours is not.
So she's got more criminal renown than me?
She does now.
Oh, no.
Criminal renown is in like if she attempts to do anything within the near future, she will be. So
I'm making phone calls.
Suffice it to say, everyone is currently on a list of known.
Not everyone.
Except for you. You are the only one who will not be accosted for any reason. But the rest of them, unless they can lay low long enough or find ways to abate the issues, are going to be questioned for their activities.
Connie's going to abate those issues. This is a travesty, an injustice.
We're not talking about this anymore.
We're gonna keep talking about this.
Have you guys ever seen the SNL sketch where Fred Armisen plays a mom in a commercial? And they keep...
I am your mother!
How dare you! I am your mother! It's gold. That's all I was thinking about the whole time.
Yeah, so everyone's able to kind of like secure, your friends are released. Everything goes. So you go your separate ways.
I will make this right, you guys.
Does anyone do anything for the next? We're gonna say about 2 days are gonna pass before you are all. Hold on. 2 days will go by where the world is your oyster, as it were, before you find another library book up here in your vicinity and are called back to the Ark. In that time, Connie, you said you were gonna do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Get a bunch of punching bags.
I'm gonna go see that fella who pinched us in his home.
You
at night.
You gonna sleep with this guy?
Ooh, shirtless.
So you do that the first night. Or you wait.
Let's give it 2 nights.
Okay, so the second night you go to his house
because Connie's got to plan what he's gonna say to this guy.
Absolutely.
Right? He doesn't just want to go up.
He's just like in the mirror, like
you.
Flexing, threatening himself.
Go ahead and make a stealth check for me. See how this goes. Just kind of we're not going to go heavy into the rules here, but we're going to just kind of get a couple of
question mark kicks in the mirror. I freaking told you.
20.
Oh, hey.
Ultimate.
You married the devil.
Plus 10 because he'll also do pass without trace.
Easy enough to do. With a 30, you are able to slip into the gentleman's home pretty easily.
Yeah, in between like the door jam, you just
it's just like the mummy
You
moves.
find a master bedroom with an individual sleeping.
Just one? Good.
Just one. You make your way in there and make a perception check for me. What'd you roll?
6.
6.
Hey, you're
not,
fine.
Not hard to miss. There's the distinct metallic smell of blood.
Oh. Mom! I checked the guy without touching him.
He's dead.
What I turn into Sherlock Holmes. What happened?
Go ahead and roll.
19 minus.
There's an ice pick
1,
sticking out of his
18.
forehead.
He was. It looks to be. He was stabbed with something in his sleep. It looks
You gotta get out
so.
of there.
What's interesting is that it's not. It's not obvious that he got stabbed. It basically looks like he was stabbed up here, and his brain hemorrhaged, and so there's a little bit of blood leaking out of like the hole and like around his orifices, but it's very subtle.
Stabbed with an icicle.
Do I recognize this form of
No.
murder? This is not
You'll-
a signature of anyone I
The
know.
Bravas do not do subtle. They would make an example of it.
Yeah.
This was not done. This was not done with a 19. This was not done by the Bravas.
Okay, is there any calling card? Any kind of... Nothing looks obviously like, hey, I did this. This was meant to look like this guy died in his sleep.
It looks like it might have been. It's not like... It's not covered up really well, but it is definitely done without much, like, muss or fuss.
Would there be a way for Connie to cover this up a bit, clean the body up a bit, and make it look absolutely 100% as natural as you would think? Like,
If you can... I'm going to
like
say
a
that's...
bit, like clean the hole, maybe a
Sure.
bit of melted wax in the hole.
Sure. I will say there's a variety of ways you could roll for this. You could do could be a performance. This could be deception. This could be medicine. I will, whichever one you think you could get away with, I will let you try if you can give a compelling reason.
Okay. You know, I always love to say that it's survival.
Right, but this is a different character.
Yeah, you're fight or flight, dude.
Yeah.
What is fight or flight other than survival? Think about it.
Yeah, let's say it is medicine.
Okay, go ahead and roll a medicine check.
No.
That was definitively cocked.
I think like
16?
90% of
16.
my
Yeah,
rolls have been
you can
definitively
definitely clean up a
cocked.
little bit and make it a little bit
Drew
easier.
cocks more dice than anyone else.
Cool.
I'm gonna aim for the
Sick.
corners.
So he's gonna do that. He's really just trying to, not knowing who did this, but like being a little pissed that someone has inadvertently, probably unknowingly, kind of made his life a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Time to kill a dock worker.
He's going to just want to screw with that person a little bit.
Sure.
Like, so what looked like it might get away with being an accident, now no one is going to get any kind of cred for this kill because it
Easy.
just didn't happen.
Easy enough to do. All right.
Wow.
So-
he's going to stand around, kind of struggling and kind of just like, he rehearsed this thing he was going to say, so he just kind of mumbles it under his breath as he's doing the whole thing. She's a designer. She was designing new, better dock working clothes. We, her friends, we were just helping her test it out in a real situation. We weren't the people that you saw. This guy with the horse, we don't know this horse. We came out, he just jumped up, he nicked us. And these other guys, I don't know. Drop the charges.
We don't know this horse.
Okay, yeah.
All right. You.
Any
All right,
better?
so-
Any of those?
Anyone else? Real quick before we.
Yes. Nell would like to spend the next couple of days drying the tear stains off of her face and recovering from her exhaustion.
Oh, not tear stains on her blouse.
You definitely can take a couple me days to recover from this.
My
I'd
guitar
also
can't be weed.
like to go ahead and send a message, tearful as I can. Do emojis exist?
No.
Well-
No, you literally have to make a little swirly poop if you want to do that.
That's what I'll do. Now I'll go ahead and leave a little message and start sending
Eggplant, swirly poop.
that.
Peach.
Big sad face. We were apprehended. I hate this new group. I don't think we're really good. I don't know why I'm stuck with them for this job, but I don't really want to do anything with the Ark anymore. Also, I have a criminal record. See if we can do anything about that. Love, Nell.
What does that do?
The
Whoever will listen.
Like,
What a
just
crisis.
the ether.
the
No.
message is received and comes back. This is disappointing. I'll see what I can do about the record. The mission still stands.
Sad face, sad face, sad face.
Good luck.
All right.
And before we get to the point where everyone reconvenes, we have one more quick little sidebar. Wyatt. The night after your release, you're sitting at a bar, on the side of the road, wherever you... Where would you like to be on the first night after you were released?
I mean, I don't really have a place where I belong, so I would assume I'm probably just at some tavern.
Okay. As you were there at the tavern, you're just kind of drinking away just kind of the frustrations of the last couple days. There is a mug set in front of you. And an individual who you can't really see kind of sits down next to you, kind of hooded, and goes, You really, really screwed this up.
Well, who are you exactly, Johnny?
I am a lucky friend. A lucky friend who has an unlucky need.
Exactly what is this need?
It seems as though you and your new posse have thrown a wrench into plans in motion. We need them removed.
You're saying you need the people I was with removed?
We need one individual removed. The gentleman who you tried to steal from. He's going to be a problem. And you're going to take care of it.
I suppose I can oblige that.
Good. It would be a shame if your luck ran out.
I suppose it wouldn't, stranger.
Good. I trust you'll take care of it then. And without a word, they stand up, leaving a small slip of paper, and walk out. And the Harrington known as Wyatt Masterson heads out into the night to create a body for one monk to find. And that is where we will leave you all tonight. Picking up next week to see the repercussions of a, unfortunately,
Botched.
very botched first job.
I don't know what
But
you're talking about. I thought that went great.
who knows? Maybe their
the
luck
goods,
will
right?
turn around as time goes on.
I think we got half the goods at best.
Taylor.
Yeah, it makes the dream work, I'm told. So, but until that day comes, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been the Wild Magic School Bus. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Later,
evening.
losers.
It was so loud.
So loud.
It's surprising.
Breaks
every
the
time.
breaks.
You're
the
supposed to do
mold.
that.
So that is
Anytime,
my
though.
is my
So you're
go-to.
good.
Mrs. Doubtfire's great. I think Mrs.
song
Doubtfire
was
would
made
also
for
be
that
a
movie.
great D&D character?
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm just
I
kidding.
mean,
I
do you
don't
mean
think it would
Jack
be.
or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Like or whatever his name is. What's the lead character?
Robin Williams, dude. Show some respect.
In the movie?
Well, but what's his name?
Daniel. His name is Daniel.
Yeah,
The movie.
Danny.
Radcliffe. Yeah.
Danny Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe. Harry Potter, great D&D character.
Oh my god.
Be such a clever thing to do.
Dude, it makes so much sense. Because, like, in the stories, he can, like, kind of do magic. So you
It's
can, like...
basically like he's doing magic. You could like spec him as a sorcerer so easy.
It's
my God.
That's
super
what I
easy.
did.
Or a wizard.
Oh, or you can make him like a wizard because he like learns.
He
could,
does-
like
he does,
could
like,
learn
go to
the spells.
Wait.
Okay, hold on. Stop this thought process
Wait,
because
Harry
our
Potter
cold
would be
open
a
is
wizard?
pitch what class Harry Potter would be. I've got one in my head.
All right.
Class?
Yes.
Oh, D&D.
What class would Harry Potter be in?
1996.
Uh,
Graduating class?
Upper middle.
He's not that old. I would put him in economy, honestly.
he would be the.
I think he
ruling
would be
class
economy.
because in the epilogue, he becomes
Mid-size.
a cop.
Yeah. Oh.
So
Did you say middle class?
he'd be the ruling class. He'd be the fascist.
Would you?
Oh yeah, because he wanted to be an Auror. Yeah, and then became an Auror.